Hey everybody, this is Team Diva Kitty here. This is Night Herod. So we're gonna do something kind of special tonight. Gonna have my friend Osprey be on here, as a guest. So it'll be pretty fun. And in case anyone's confused as to why we're like redoing the beginning part of Pesterquest, it's because when I first tried to do it, there were a lot of technical issues and it just like fucked up really badly. It just wasn't really very good quality, so we're gonna be redoing that, and it'll be pretty fun. Osprey, you want to say hello?
Yo! I have been summoned in for this playthrough because since this is repeat content, technically, it was thought it would be slightly more interesting if there was an extra person on here to commentate and keep things a little bit fresh. Also, I'm seeing you on the stream on my TV right now, and yes, you still look like Rose Lalonde. It's kind of amazing how much like Rose Lalonde you managed to look.
Oh my god, I look like Rose. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you are dressed appropriately for what we're doing tonight, which it's going to be like when we actually do the Rose route, it's going to be like Roseception up in this bitch.
Oh shit, Roseception.
So that's going to be fun.
Yeah. Also, in case you guys are wondering, Owl does not know much about Homestuck, so they're not going to be joining us. But yeah, like Owl was like the one non-Homestuck in our little friend group. But yeah, so
yeah,
I guess
it seemed logical to summon in a Homestuck, assist, rather than a non-Homestuck. Particularly a non-Homestuck who was just becoming a Homestuck with perplexing stubbornness.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I should also warn the chat. I often use excessively lengthy, like, Strider words. So, I don't know. That's a thing that is true.
I'm kind of glad that we're not doing the alphas because, like, there would be lots of jokes being thrown around of various things, but,
Oh god, me and Dirk talking, me and two other Dirk, that would be an absolute, that would be like, I mean, it's already Dirkception, but it would get worse.
It would. Also, you like to make fun of me for the ultimate Dirk first, so.
Yes, I may or may not have been doing that, not on the stream before.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not gonna be as much. Like, I don't think there's gonna be much, like, first in this, but, like, yeah. Alright, you ready to get started?
Yep, let's dive right in.
Do you want me to, like, narrate the, stuff, or, like, do you want to narrate it, or what?
Sure, you can narrate. Oh, this time I can actually correct you on how words are pronounced live.
You can.
That's gonna be exciting.
You can.
But I mean, if you want me to pick up somebody's dialogue just so that you're not having to constantly talk and I'm actually being useful, that can also be fine.
Yeah, like I have trouble with Dave last time because like he starts rapping like mid-sentence. And, like, it's a problem.
I can help because I actually can rap. I'm deeply rusty, and usually I don't. Usually I like freestyle, and I usually only compose lyrics while I'm in the shower for multiple hours at a time.
Legendary showers?
Legendary infinite showers. I do not wear sunglasses in the shower, and I definitely don't take my sword in the shower because my sword would not do well. It's not a katana, before anyone asks. Although Dirk's sword is technically not a katana either, because it's great.
Yeah. Yeah. Alright, so Guys, let's get going then.
Yep, let's dive in.
Alright, Joan, obviously. It's been a long time coming. You click to the last page of the Homestuck epilogues, you read it, then you read it again. You scroll down to go to the next section and find nothing. The little blue area you crave is nowhere to be found.
That expression really does, I think, look like the entire fandom after the end of the epilogues.
I think it does. I think it fucking does. That's pretty accurate, actually. Like, that does look like the fandom after the epilogues. What the fuck? Are you serious? What kind of ending was that? Absolutely nothing got resolved. Yeah? I mean, some things sort of did. You stand up so fast that your chair falls over. Jesus Christ, you were steamed. Maybe eventually, with further thought, you'll come to appreciate the thematic elements and contributions to narrative convention. But as of right now, you need to understand what happened to Dag John. What about Rose and Kanaya, their marriage? What about Terezi and Vriska? Yeah? What about Terezi and Vriska?
Well, yes, that was what I was saying. The last part, I mean. It's good that we're not replaying the Vriska route. Then I'd be the one getting made fun of.
Yeah, for the Vriska first. Yeah, like, yeah. I think I'd also get made fun of for my bad taste if we did the Jake route, but we're not.
Probably. You're thirsting after the boy wonder there.
Well, it's not really first, it's like a different emotion, but like, yeah. Okay. God, you have to have words with someone. Stopping out of a little computer room, you blink a few times, try to readjust the dim parlor after staring at a screen for so long. Yeah, it's like the after the epilogues. Doc Scratch? Where is that creepy round motherfucker? You sure got his number now. You know all about how he ruined the lives of 8 human kids and 12 trolls. How he played everybody, including you. At the very least, he owes you the satisfying conclusion to the story. I don't know. I don't know if he owes you that. I don't know if he does. You march confidently down the hall in the direction of a sudden ruckus. Turning the corner, you see 2 figures. One is definitely Doc Scratch, the other is a dark silhouette in a fashionable hat and a coat. While you watch, the lighter begins to hit the former with a cane. Oh god damn it, you know what's happening. You know some more. You need to get out of here before this place goes up in flames. Survive now, yell about unsatisfactory narratives later. With that in mind, you leave behind this ridiculous altercation, trampling a pile of notes and photographs underfoot as you make a run for the fenestrated wall. Did I pronounce that right?
Fenestrated.
I did it. I actually pronounced that right.
Yes, it is entirely possible that later in this evening we'll actually get defenestrated, which is the word which means to throw something out of a window.
That's if we get the bad ending, which we can do if you want. I know how to get that bad ending. We did all good endings last time, unless it was an accident. I forgot how to get the good ending, so like we might get a bad ending with that, because like, for Dave's, I get good endings on the first try. I always got like, I got the good ending on the first try with him. I just sort of have an instinct for like, Dave-ness, I don't know. Okay, as you make a run for sea suckers, okay. You sail for your feet first, bracing for the smell of overturned earth and the sight of the twin alternating moons. Man, it's going to be good to see your friends again, especially now that you're armed with all of this canon knowledge, yeah? Yeah. But what surrounds you is not the Foser's corpse fields. It's a whole lot of nothing. Are you lost between worlds or something? Wait, no, you see a glimmer in the distance, a bright white light, swallowing down the surge of panic. You move towards it. The light coalesces into the form of a small symbolic house. Hey, you recognize this house. You wonder if you could just sort of... Oh, okay, well, you did that. A barrage of images hits you, broken and chaotic flashes, too fractured to make sense of. You just stuck your hand into the most powerful item in the whole of this narrative, and your body's not take it. Well, yeah, I guess it wouldn't. Bright, sizzling pain hits the nerve center of your brain and radiates out to your extremities. Wow, you are a moron. You aren't a comic character. You aren't meant for this sort of metatextual energy. It hurts, it burns, it unravels you from the inside out, and then everything goes white. Oh no.
You know,
Oh, that's supposed to happen.
I
Okay.
kind of know. I
See,
kind of know
I'm
what
just
it
so
feels
used
like
to
down there.
I'm so used to hive swap glitching that I just panic when I see air screens. Like, I just fucking panic because of what happened last time with that.
Um,
Like, I just
oh god,
fucking panic.
I just realized that John's house looks. I've seen this so many times that it actually feels like I'm in a familiar place looking at it like this. Like I've been here before.
I know. I fucking know.
That's a little bit unnerving.
It really is. Like, I feel like that's like a Homestuck feeling, though. I don't know. You run enough Homestuck,
Yeah,
you sort of just get that feeling.
it's like, oh yeah, I'm back here. Yep, this is where it's at. This is like
The tire
this
swing
is
and
that.
everything.
Also, I'm going to say, having used tire swings like that, because I actually grew up in antiquity when those things were still a thing, they're terrible.
Yeah, I used them too. I used them too. I remember. The air is
I don't.
Oh,
You're not young enough for them to have gone extinct yet.
no. I'm not. The air is fresh and crisp. It's early spring, probably. You find yourself on the sidewalk in a suburban neighborhood facing a neat, friendly house. A neat, friendly boy stands in the window. On the second floor, looking down at you. At least you hope he's friendly. He's pretty friendly. Man, you would really love to be his friend. I mean, that's not untrue. John is a decent friend for the most part. Except to Dave Sprite, he's
He can
not a
be kind of
decent
a
friend to Dave
dick.
Sprite. But, like, hashtag Dave Sprite deserved better. But,
Valid. But then he evolves into his ultimate form of Dave Petasprite.
that's
Squared.
true. He does become a furry, which is good. He does become a furry.
Before that, he was both furry and feathery.
That's true. That's very true. At first you think the boy is looking at you, but instead he appears to be looking at the mailbox, which is stuffed so full that the door is half open. Looks like someone crammed a whole box in there. I mean, people do that with mailboxes. People do that with mailboxes a lot. Hopefully you pull it out, along with a couple of coupons and envelopes stamped with a green symbol. You go to give the boy a thumbs up, but he's no longer at the window. Memory prickles at the corners of your awareness. You feel like you've maybe done this before. It's a Homestuck reader, so it's familiar to that. While you're standing there ruminating, a car pulls up. The driver is wearing a hat and a suit. It's probably the owner of this house and the father of that friendly boy. Oh shit, you're just standing out here with all his mail. He's going to think you're trying to rob the place. Well, what should we do? Like, I'm gonna let you make. Actually, I'm going to do something fun, and since you don't know the right answers to this, I'm just gonna let you make decisions.
You know that you're lagging slightly.
Oh, I am?
Yeah, I am actually watching. For those in the chat who want to know our setup, I'm on a Discord call watching the stream on my television muted, which also means there's a minute of latency, or like a few seconds of latency between what I'm hearing versus what I'm visually seeing, which is a little bit weird, but, happens. If we had an actual proper professional streaming setup, this wouldn't be working this way, but as it is, everything is hubbed through my phone, so it's a bit awkward.
Yeah, we're sort of phoning you in.
I would play it cool on the basis that attempting to hide evidence of things has never gone well for me.
It's never gone well for you. Yeah, let's play it cool.
It's always resulted in, like, weird, awkward interactions with law enforcement, and I wasn't even doing anything illegal at the time. People just always assumed that I was. So my experience is if you don't want someone to think you're doing something illegal, don't make it look like you were just doing something illegal.
I mean, that's pretty good advice. That's pretty good advice. I guess let's play it cool. Like, you gonna play it cool?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. Clicking it. Not wanting to behave like a complete buffoon and draw attention to yourself, you just hide all of the mail stuff behind your back. There's a bunch of envelopes, though, and the box is bulky, so all of it sort of slithers out from your grasp like a bunch of dead snakes. Well, the distinguished man in his flawless suit looks at you from across the yard. You can't see his eyes under the brim of his hat, but you're absolutely sure that he's giving you a look of intense fatherly disapproval. Intense fatherly disapproval. It's like, it's gotta have that.
See, I don't know what that kind of fatherly disapproval is like, because the kind of fatherly disapproval I always got was more the father who is kind of an awful human being and, like, doesn't respect you kind of disapproval.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't respect him either, but I disrespected him for things that were actually his fault.
That's fair. Yeah. A bolt of shame goes for you. Wow, this guy is good. He's not even your dad, and you were just losing it under his disapproval. He's just like everybody's dad. He's just officially everybody's dad, I guess.
Yeah, no, Dad Egbert is just the dad.
He's just the embodiment of dad. That is just what he is. He's just dad. You expect him to start shouting or calling the cops. Does anyone remember that, like, John gets arrested by the Popo video? Like, does anyone else remember that? Like, fucking meme. I just, like, that's all I can think of with that. You're so obviously stealing his mail, but instead he just keeps looking at you. Does he know you? Is he someone you should remember? Or is it just the platonic ideal of dadliness that crosses time and space? Eternal in all its iterations of reality. That sounds like some bullshit, though. No, I think that's pretty accurate. I
mean, all of the above, really?
Yeah.
Like, we should remember Dad Egbert, but also Dad Egbert kind of is the platonic ideal of dadness that crosses time and space in all of its infinite iterations.
He really is, like, he just kind of is. I think that's accurate. Slowly, the distinguished man shakes his head. He goes inside. You can't quite put your finger on why, but you know you've been summarily dismissed. Oh shit, we got the bad ending. Stern fatherly disapproval. Okay, let's try that again. Luckily we can fast forward to where we were, which is very handy, and I wish that HiveSwap had that, because good fuck. Trying to replay HiveSwap and get to where I was after my save file died was just, like, the worst thing ever. Like, it was awful. Okay, hide the evidence. Quick as you can, you turn around and dump everything in the sewer. Whatever, it was probably still all garbage. It was probably all garbage anyway. Who even uses their mailbox these days? They just reminded me of the guy from HiveSwap that has, like, the sewer meat, and I'm just like, I didn't want to remember that. Yeah.
Sewer meat, I make his mistakes. I remember the one guy who has a hot dog that is actually a grub.
That's the guy, and he pulls the meat from it out of sewers, apparently. That guy scares me. Like,
I mean, that guy and his hot dog are very unwholesome.
yeah.
I feel like hot dog guy is like the inverse of Toast Friska.
Yeah, I think that you're right. I think he's the reverse of Toast Friska.
Because Toast Friska is just like... That might actually be the most wholesome meme that I've ever seen on the internet.
It's pretty wholesome. It's pretty wholesome and good. Quick as he can, turn around, dump everything. Okay, bloop. The friendly and fatherly figure parks his car, climbs out, and tips his hat at you. Then he walks into the house, not sensing a single thing amiss. The perfect crime. Well, I guess that hiding evidence is good in this situation. I guess in this situation it's good. Oh, but here comes the boy out the front door. God, you hope he wasn't coming down for the mail. A residential boy approaches. Wait a minute. This is not the same boy you saw peeking through the window. It possibly is not a boy at all. It appears to be a mysterious gentleman. Classic Groucho Marx disguise. You wonder what business this fine, upstanding neighborhood gentleman would have with you. I can't. I'm gonna try to do a John voice, but I might fail this.
Okay.
Like, please tell me if
I
I'm
may have
botching
gone to
any of
high
these
school with...
voices. Please tell me if I'm botching any
I
of them.
will definitely try and pick up Dave, although it's going to be awkward with the latency because... Okay, yes, there we are. He does indeed have the Groucho Marx disguise. Has that disguise ever worked on anybody?
It worked on our character, apparently. It worked on our character. I can try to do Dave if you'll like to. Like, I don't know, just like... I guess I can try to do Dave. I'm going to fail at rapping, but I can try to do Dave. But then again, Dave fails at rapping too, so it's okay.
You can just like pause on it. Then I can laugh at you. Oh, for the numerous people in the chat, like everyone who doesn't know me and everyone who will watch this from now on who doesn't know me, I actually can rap.
Yeah, he could actually rap. I cannot rap. I can play music, but I cannot rap.
Well, I can't play music. I never learned any music. My younger brother plays music, can play music, and does, whether you want him to or not, all the time.
Oof. Yeah. But that's a problem. Okay, I'm gonna try to do a job voice. Hey, I saw you standing out here messing with the mailbox. I figured you might be the mailman. Even though you're not wearing a mailman outfit. Oh yeah, that's you. You're definitely the mailman. Your outfit is, it's in the laundry today. You're just wearing your mailman hoodie instead. See this symbol? It is a symbol of, mail. Oh, okay then. Like, I don't know if my John voice is very good. It's an attempt.
It's fine. I mean,
Okay.
John's voice has a wide range of interpretations, and there's a lot of decent ones, and you do fine. By the way, if anyone is wondering why the hell am I being consulted as to what these characters should sound like when I am in fact not Andrew Hussey, there are two answers to that. One, I've seen a lot of voice acting of this, and I have kind of a sense of where people think these people are. And two, I went to high school with people who are like the living embodiment of two of these characters, and John is one of them. In fact, I may have appeared on streams with that person before.
Well,
the chances of anyone who was out there was being here are very low, but if you do know who I am and know who I'm talking about, congratulations. Also, it's a little bit creepy that you found me again.
That would be a little bit, yeah. Yeah. Nothing stops the mail. That's great. I guess it's true after all. The mailmen are completely relentless in their quest to deliver people's mail. You guys are incredible. Oh, there is a mailman that is in Homestock. That is a thing. That is a thing. Speaking of mail, do you know if I got A today? What? No, what red package? You haven't seen anything like that. No bills, junk mail, nothing at all. The mailbox was empty when you looked inside. Yeah, sure. Well, I didn't say anything about a red package. Should I be expecting one? Come to think of it, it is my birthday, so getting a package in the mail would make sense. And if it's red, that probably means it's from Dave. He loves red because I guess it's cool. Oh man, I wonder what he got me. Cool in like parentheses. It's cool in parentheses. Like, it's cool.
And now my
okay.
visuals are catching up. Also, I feel like we may have accidentally just opened a time warp here, because for it to be John's birthday, it would have to be 4/13, whereas in fact it is 12/13, 8 months after John's birthday, which is also which would make it mine. So we've opened an 8 month portal.
Also, just so everyone knows, it's Osprey's birthday.
It is indeed.
Please wish her happy birthday.
Or don't. I actually prefer if people don't. Also, do birthdays still count? Also, do birthdays still count when you're undead? Interesting question.
That is a good question. Like, that's a really good question to ask. That's true. Nothing. He got you nothing, you say. Isn't he listening? This J fellow probably forgot his birthday due to being a bad friend, and that's why there's no package, red or otherwise. What? Oh, just kidding, you say. You're sure Dave is a great friend who cares about this kid a lot. His present is probably just late and definitely not slowly sinking in a subterranean river shit right now. I mean, like... Dave is, to John, at least, Dave is a pretty good friend. But...
He's a good friend to John, and perhaps uniquely to John.
Yeah. Yeah.
There are other people to whom he is a less good friend.
There are. It's
and
not...
also, well, actually, I think...
Keep going. What?
Actually, let me correct myself. Dave is not a bad friend. He's a lousy boyfriend.
He kind of is, yeah. He kind of is.
Hashtag Jade deserves better.
Ignore Dave Strider. Well...
Hashtag Jade deserves better.
Oh yeah, Jade does deserve better. It's not what? That's a straight thing to say. Are you sure you don't know more about Dave's present than you're telling me? No, you say, absolutely not. Actually, he should forget what you said about the present being late. He should not be expecting a red package, not now or ever. He should trust you, because all mailmen know everything about the mail. All mailmen know everything about the mail. Oh my god. Yeah, like... All mailmen definitely do know everything about the mail. That is definitely a thing. But, yeah, because all mailmen know everything about the mail. Like, don't you wish that was true, though?
Man, I wish the U.S. Postal Service tracking actually worked more reliably. Half the time their tracking tool crashes when I try to use it.
Yeah, I mean,
I understand that right now they're, like, overburdened and everything is insane because, for those of you tuning in at indeterminate future times who may have forgotten and don't know when this streamed, we're sort of in the middle of the worst wave of the worst plague in 100 years.
Yeah, you can't say... Oh, by the way, I'm just gonna say, like, we don't want to say the C word on here.
That's fine.
That sounds vaguely like a bird, because we don't... Like, if we do decide to upload this to YouTube at some point, we could get demonetized for that. Or, like, something.
Well, good thing I didn't. I won't say it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't say it this time. I made no mention of such a thing.
Yeah, as long as you don't say the C word, it's okay. It's just, you can't say the C word.
Cool.
Yeah. No, you say it. Absolutely not. Actually, he should forget what... Okay, well, not... Villain ever forgot the mail. Dang, so nothing else? Huh? He said the mailbox was empty. I don't think I understand. Isn't that how it always is when you deliver mail? I mean, you're the guy who's supposed to put stuff in there. Yes, that's right. You're the mailman. The absolute authority over all mail. Which means your word must be accepted without question when it comes to the mail he didn't get today. Oh, okay. Okay, then. The mail. You double-checked it everything. You looked thoroughly through your mailbag for anything with this kid's name on it. It came up empty. Sorry, dude. You have a mailbag? Where is it? Oh, Oh, that old thing. You accidentally dropped it in the sewer before the boy came outside. Oh no, that sucks. All that mail ruined. Maybe I can help you fish it out. No, you mean, that's fine. Thanks for offering, fine young Samaritan. But, the government will handle this. There's, like, insurance and such for sewer-related postal mishaps. And, I don't know about that. I
I'm
don't know
fairly
that.
certain that's not true.
I mean, uh... Oh yeah, that makes sense, but...
That would require more.
Oh, keep going, sorry.
I wish that were true, but then I wish my local post office actually bothered to knock when they were delivering packages that required a signature.
Yeah, I wish the post office
They just want me to know that
Yeah.
They just want me to know psychically that they're there.
Yeah, they seem to.
Through my psychic post office postman detection sense that I was supposed to be born with, I guess.
Yeah, well, what kind of person are you if you're not born with psychic postman detection senses? Like, obviously John has them here, so, like, he has them. Like...
Clearly.
What?
Clearly.
Yeah, he does. What if you missed something in there for me, like a game envelope or such? Are you totally sure you didn't miss something? Yes, you were sure. You triple-checked and didn't see his name on anything. Besides, it's really rank down there, very sewery. All the mail has been befouled beyond any hope of salvaging it. Really, it's best not to bother even peeking inside. I mean, that's kind of true, actually. Sigh, you're probably right, but... Hey, how do you know there wasn't any mail for me if you don't know my name? Oh, god damn it. Huh? Oh, you mean of course you know his name. Mailmen are sort of like Santa Claus. They know the names of all good little boys on their delivery routes. Okay. Okay then. But like if you're not a good person, do they not know your name then? Is that what that means? Oh, okay. Like... Wait. Okay, that sounded creepy. You really regret phrasing it like that? Yeah, it wasn't good. It was so completely unnecessary. You just know a lot of stuff as important as an important government official, with lots of bureaucratic lists and such. For instance, the name of this young man is... Damn, why do you always paint yourself into corners like this? All you're trying to do is make a new friend, and you somehow manage to bullshit your way for the absolute most challenging version of this conversation possible. Okay, you can do this. This young man's name is... Wow. It could really be anything. He might as well have been given a random-ass name this very day, shortly before you arrived, for all you know. Yeah. You'll just have to go with your gut and feel it out. A new friendship is on the line. I wonder what his name could be. His name is... What? Wait, what?
Interestingly enough, I actually given a new name on my 13th birthday, engraved in 2 Chinese jade seals. So that happened.
Yeah? So you were given a new name on your 13th birthday.
It was engraved indelibly on my placronym.
Well, that would be a thing. His name is no. He's making a bad face. You're on the wrong track. Okay, cold reading, I guess. Jig. Oh, he's perking up. This is good. This is like people trying to do cold readings. Nope, bad face again. It's not Jimmy or Gilliam. No, it's not even a name. Anyway, yes, he likes that. John Vermeer. Shit, he looks disgusted. Abort.
Is that his real name?
What?
John Brumi? Is that even a real name?
I don't think it is. Maybe it is. If anyone has met someone named John Vermeer, please, like, say it. Please tell me. Because, like, I've never heard of anyone named John Vermeer.
Yeah, but there's a chance that, like, in some language from some place we don't know much about, that's a name.
It could be. I guess it could be.
Like, I can imagine that maybe somewhere in, like, Southeast Asia or like a remote chance of Southeast Asia. Doesn't sound very Southeast Asian from what I know, but how much do I know? Or like maybe somewhere in Africa that's a real name. I don't know.
I don't know. I do not know.
Doesn't sound like it. Sounds like some bullshit that somebody came up with when they were just grasping for a name and came up with some silly bullshit. That's
Pretty
what
much.
I think it is. But maybe it's a real name somewhere.
Maybe it is. He looks disgusted. Abort. John Breamy. You really can't be a fucking idiot sometimes. Yeah. John Durson? Wait, he looked pleased for a minute. Then it looked like he just sucked on a lemon. Jesus Christ, you're bad at this. You were close there. John Durbolt. Yikes, no. Ah, you got it. It's just John, of course. You don't know what you were even thinking. Yes, you do. Those were just goofs. You explained to John. Millmen love goofs. His name is John, you say confidently, as if you had it in the bag all along. Not your non-existent mail bag, which you told him you dropped in the sewer. Your real bag, where the good shit is, such as your incredible ability to guess someone's name in 5 or 6 tries. That's right. Wow, I guess it's true then. Mailmen really do practically know everything. No, do know practically everything. You smile. Finally, it feels like this friendship may be starting to click. It was rocky there for a while, as you had to spin over an intricate, nearly flawless web of lies to smooth over the fact that you destroyed his cherished personal property. But you're pretty sure you're in the clear now. You'll never have to justify yourself to him again. Well, as nice as it is to meet you, Mr. Mailman, to be honest, this just kind of sucks. I've been waiting for a really cool game to arrive in the mail, but it's been a few days already, and now I'm starting to think it got lost in the mail. It might just never come now, and I'm kind of bummed out about it. I had some hope it would show up on my birthday as like a present from nobody, really. Just a present out of thin air, I guess. Like it was going to be Destiny or something. Oh well, I guess magic really is as fake as all the scientists say it is. You nod along very wisely. Oh yes, you say. You can kiss that game goodbye. It definitely got lost in the mail. It is never ever going to be delivered. The Postmaster General just told you a few seconds ago. For your wireless earpiece, which is hooked up to the U.S. parcel mainframe. Oh, okay. That's definitely a thing that mailmen have. That's definitely a thing they have. They definitely have that. The
Yes,
parcel mainframe. But
along with how people who aren't me apparently have the psychic postman detection sense.
obviously, like those are obviously just things that people have. You tell John he is right to disbelieve in magic. It's fake as shit. It's time for him to get used to the idea that he will probably never play the game. Whatever it was, it's probably stupid anyway. Most games are. You should try to get used to whatever kind of life. He should try to get used to whatever kind of life he's going to live from now on. In the absence of this dumb video game. Yeah, you're right. I think I got too worked up about it. It probably does suck, actually. I mean, that's really the question is, like, does sperm actually suck? I mean, you can make an argument either way.
There's also an interesting point to be made. Like, while I do think that John probably got the worst deal out of playing Spurb because he had probably the best life of anyone pre-Spurb, there's also a question as to how interesting, like, what would his life have even been? It probably would have been completely unremarkable and, like, unmemorable had he not played Spurb.
It would have been. That's true. I think all the other betas would have been happy, like, are better off playing it, though. Like, I'm pretty sure.
I would tend to agree. Definitely Rose was better off. Like, Rose, we'll get to Rose later. I have opinions.
Rose is next
Dave,
after this.
I mean, Dave's life was not anything he enjoyed especially, although it may, like, the thing that can be said for his life up to that point is it wasn't a terrible way to prepare for Spur, but probably kind of not wonderful for him otherwise. So, on the whole, lived alone on an island with a dog. I guess she was happy with that. So you could make an argument either way.
Oh, wait till we get to Jade's route. Like, fucking wait. Yeah. I'm not gonna spoil that. Yeah. Yeah. I think Gabriel only gave it like 2 hats out of 5 hats. It might have been even less than that, actually. God, what a piece of shit it probably was. You know, I think I have to thank you, Mr. Mailman. You really opened my eyes today. I'm going to forget I ever heard of that dumb game and just try to enjoy my life. Talk to my friends, hang out in my room, and I don't know. Come to think of it, maybe I was looking forward to playing that game with my friends so much because I'm lonely. I'm almost a little embarrassed to admit I don't actually have any real life friends. Oh, this is it. This is your inn. This nice boy seems to be jonesing for friendship just as much as you are. And you've laid all the groundwork for becoming his best bro so expertly. You just need to slide right into his life with a few more sympathetic remarks. You actually have a lot of experience with this by now. You made so many friends in so many strange places and with such mixed results. Or you think you did, actually. You can't conjure up any of their names or faces right now. It probably isn't important, actually. Let's never speak of that again. What matters most is that you're here now making a sweet new pal named John. You casually mention that this is the end of your mill route, and you don't have much else going on in your life. Maybe you and he could hang out for a while, if he doesn't mind, that is. You want to hang out with me? Like, just a mailman, a 13-year-old boy, just being buddies? Okay, it's a little weird. I don't know.
He makes a good point.
What?
He makes a good point.
I mean, you shrug a little, as if you don't care much, but you really, really care. Normally, I just say it sounds a little strange, and also it may be slightly inappropriate. Yeah, it does. But what do I know? If you were a normal-looking mailman, that would probably be a shitty idea, and I'd get in trouble with my dad or the authorities or something, and probably so would you. But you seem different, like maybe you aren't even a person? Ooh. Just a kind of weird, harmless-looking guy? Like an alien, but not really. You don't really know what to say to any of this. Yeah, I mean, like, damn. I mean, that's kind of what your character looks like, so I guess that makes sense. Like, I guess it does. Oh man, I'm being so fucking rude, I'm sorry. Yeah, of course we could hang out. But maybe we should, keep this sort of a secret from my dad? I don't know if he'd approve of me bringing a stranger into the house, even if you're really very nice and sincerely concerned about my mail problems. That sounds fine with you. Now that you think about it, you still aren't sure his dad didn't see you dumping all their mail into the sewer. He probably did it, otherwise he would have had some words with you, surely. But still, it's a risk you shouldn't be taking under these delicate circumstances. There's a friendship on the line. Okay, I'm glad you agree. It sounds like we have a sneaking mission ahead of us. Actually, it sounds like it could be fun. Oh yeah, it does sound fun, except maybe literally triggering since you've done a lot of dangerous high-stakes sneaking in the past that you can't quite remember, but still fun. Mostly fun. You can't wait, yeah. So, how should we do this? You could either sneak upstairs to my bedroom while avoiding my dad and we just hang out up there for a while, or if that sounds too risky, we could just stay outside. I've got some sweet playground equipment in the backyard. What will it be? Oh, what should we cook? So if you haven't gone to get the options or let's go inside or playground equipment.
I'm familiar with John's playground equipment, and those bouncy horse things. I owned one of those as a kid, or rather, my grandmother, who did in fact go by Nana, owned one of those things when I was a kid, and probably still does. And the number of times that I very nearly got killed by it were kind of impressive. On the other hand, we do have the option of solid snaking past somebody's dad, which doesn't sound like the greatest idea in real life, but in this game, it sounds ridiculous enough that it might actually be worth trying. And hey, if there's a bad end, we can always get back pretty quickly.
Yeah, what's weird is, like, I've played on that kind of playground equipment, and it's never harmed me. Like, I've never gotten hurt by it.
I've never gotten hurt, I just basically fell off and didn't get hurt.
Because that's, like, never happened to me. Like, I never fell off, I always hung on pretty well. But yeah.
Yours probably didn't have the springs.
What did you say?
Yours probably had less aggressive springs.
Probably. That's probably the order of freshly baked cakes hits you like a punch to the face. Wow. There's also a lot of clown bullshit in this living room. Clown statues, and you don't have time to take it all at all because your buddy John is grabbing your hand and rushing you upstairs before his baking maniac of a father can emerge from the kitchen and catch you in the act. He slams the bedroom door behind you and breathes a sigh of relief. Woo! Hard to catch a moment of peace around here if all this adoring fatherly doting and round-the-clock cake production. I feel like I'm suffocating around here. And it's not just because the thick aroma of Betty Crocker products makes me feel like I'm being gassed in a bakery. You're not sure what to say. You tentatively lift your arm, as if you're about to place it on his shoulder, but you hesitate. Is this an abusive domestic situation? You don't know if you have enough information to make that judgment yet, but you are concerned. Just joking around. I mean, this baking shit is all a bit much. The clown obsession, too, but I love my dad. He's great. Sorry, I didn't mean to give the wrong impression. That's a relief, you guys. Not that you weren't ready to jump in and be whatever kind of supportive friend this boy needs. Suddenly, you notice a bunch of movie posters on the wall. Wow, these are all really bad. Yeah. You won't dare say such a thing to your new friend, though. He immediately began lavishing praise on all of them, especially that one which appears to be Mac and Me? Oh, for fuck's sake. I've never actually seen Mac and Me. When it rains, it pours, you guess. Nevertheless, he insists one of humanity's peak cinematic achievements. Oh, okay. I've seen Connor, but I've not seen Mac and Me. And now I'm scared too. Mac and Me? You seriously like it? Personally, I think it's a piece of shit. I just have it up there because, well, I don't even know why. Not even I can defend the film. Oh, shit. Like, when a movie is so bad that not even John can defend it. When a movie is so bad that not even John can defend it. Like, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. To each his own, I guess.
I'm just going to Google Ninja what Mac and Me is.
Yeah, I've never seen it. Like, I've never actually seen Mac and Me, so. Like, I've never seen it.
Alright, what is this? Oh god, these visuals are things that I will never unsee.
Oh god, I'm scared to look at this now. Should I Google this too? Or should I not? I guess I'll Google it too. I'm going to.
It looks like somebody decided to combine
what?
and Yoda.
Oh god, no, I didn't need to see that. No, I did not need to see that shit.
And that should not have been done.
No.
But apparently, according to Google, 56% of people like $13 million were spent on this.
What?
Shoot me.
Oh my god. Not even John likes the movie.
Well, like, box office. So the budget was $13 million. It grossed $6.4 million.
Oh, okay. It's
I
so
think those
bad.
might be worse numbers than the Color Out of Space movie.
Oh my god. The Nicolas Cage Colorado Space movie. Yeah.
Which feels like it's the movie that would get watched if Vriska and Rose decided to have a movie night. That would be what they would watch.
It would be. It would in fact be if they watched. It would be.
Also, can we like headcanon that the Mariam Lalonde household just like watches that movie like once a week?
I mean, that would be pretty good headcanon.
No, for the audience, by the way, the idea of like a Technicolor glowy space vampire is actually almost certainly a somewhat oblique reference to The Color Out of Space by H.P. Lovecraft. There is a metric there. Like, they're an obvious reference, but also it goes... Also some Clark Ashton Smith. Like, it goes above and beyond. Incidentally, bit of personal history. I actually was the one who got Heron here to start reading Lovecraft. I take pride in that. And you should read Lovecraft too. All of you should. You should do it. You should read The Dream Quest of Unknown Kadath.
Yeah, Dream Quest is pretty good. Yeah, it is. Okay, let's keep going.
And Homestuck references it a lot also, so you should read it for that.
Yeah, there really are.
Go Google something to attempt to unsee the things that I have just seen, which I know... Okay, first I'm actually going to look at what it says on Rotten Tomatoes. What does Rotten Tomatoes say about this?
About Macavie?
Yeah, actually, let's briefly see what Rotten Tomatoes...
Speaking of which, this line that John has, except for liking Macavie, though, it's complete garbage. Like, even John doesn't like it. I mean, it's like, there's only 2 movies in Homestuck that I think are, like, in the Homestuck canon, they're, like, so bad that, like, the bad taste in movie characters don't like them. One of them is Macavie, and the other one is, like, apparently Jake doesn't like Waterworld, and he's kind of right there. But, like... Yeah. Yeah. Okay, you can admit that you go a little overzealous, sir. Maybe dial it down a notch. You really don't have to try so hard. There is a moment of awkward silence. You hadn't really thought this far ahead, and apparently neither has John. There must be something you can both do to advance this friendship. He's starting to look self-conscious now. Poor friendless kid really doesn't know how to entertain anyone in his home, does he? He can see now that your friendship is needed now more than ever. You have to step up. So, what do you typically like to, Suddenly, something gets Sean's attention. It's coming from his computer. Oh, can you hang on a second? My buddy Dave is pestering me. Oh, we're gonna get Dave shit in John's room. John settles behind his desk. Okay, like, I'm going to attempt to read Dave. Luckily, he isn't going to be rapping here. Like, luckily, Dave is not going to be rapping here. Because, like, I would have trouble if he was rapping. But, well, okay,
I got Rotten Tomatoes load.
What did they say?
Well, for the summary, critic consensus. Mac and Me is duly infamous. Not only is it a pale imitation of E.T., it's also a thinly veiled feature-length commercial for McDonald's and Coca-Cola. It has a tomato meter of 0% and an audience score of 38%.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
I will see this in my nightmares. I'm going to go look at things that are more wholesome.
Well, look up Vriska. Look up Toast Vriska.
I will. I keep some Toast Vriska images around for when I need to cleanse my brain.
Yeah? Okay, I'm going to try to read Dave. Dude, what are you doing? Dave, you'll never guess what I'm doing right now. Are you opening the birthday present I got you? Oh no, sorry, Dave. I think your present got lost in the mail. Unfortunately, I think it might be gone forever. God, what the fuck? Maybe you could just send me another one, whatever it was. Am I doing a good Dave voice?
I will take over, Dave, now. Give it a second to load the next screen so that we can actually do this.
You want to do Dave?
I will take over, Dave.
Okay. Alright. Tell me what, like, it loads for you, like, because I just, like, want to make sure.
All right, we're on the John disappointed face, and I've got one line of Dave here. So if I'm on,
I did the John what the fuck line, but, like...
Oh, okay.
I already did that. I guess I'll click the next one. Okay, like, did it switch yet over to the next one for you?
Okay.
Is it there?
Hasn't switched yet. Watching as we load in. Sorry, everybody, for the lagginess. This is not something over which we have any intrinsic control. It just kind of is.
Yeah.
Oh, incidentally, I have discovered a thing just today, which is that apparently, Opera, the browser, actually allows you to, like, circumvent a lot of the bullshit that Pinterest does to prevent you from viewing or sharing images.
I'm somehow not surprised. I'm somehow not surprised about that. But yeah.
Also, screw Pinterest. Pinterest is a hellscape. I can actually do this. Yeah, this is me. Yeah, no, I'll be like, to explain what just happened, I actually started this. I'll be like searching images, and I'll find an image that I like want to share with somebody or want to view more closely, and I find it on Pinterest, and I'm just like, Pinterest! And I'm shaking, you can't see me, but I'm shaking my fist in the air.
Yeah, I saw your
here we go.
fist shaking.
Yeah, at some point we need to, like, meme that shit. All right, I've got it. I can see it now. Okay, so, dude, no, this thing I got you was fucking priceless and irreplaceable. If it was lost in the mail, there's literally zero chance you will ever see another one like it ever again in any shape or form.
Wow, that sucks.
And latency, my old nemesis. Oh, to fill time, by the way, for those of you in the audience, believe me that the Mac and Me poster distorted on John, the distortion that is here for John's wall is an improvement.
You
do not want to see this in HD.
It is. Do not look up that. Don't look it up. It's like, it's cursed as fuck.
Yeah, no. That may actually.
I'm tempted to add that to my cursed images folder. Like, I'm totally tempted to add that to it. Which is a thing I have.
That is. It is very cursed. They basically designed it by combining Yoda and E.T., and that should not have been done.
No, it shouldn't. It's an affront to, like, existence.
Yeah, it's bad. That's like mental biohazardous material. Do not look up Mac and Me. Also, whoever created this game, why did you encourage people to look up Mac and Me? I am giving you the double middle finger. And now I'm giving you the double middle finger in Chinese, which is a unique thing that I learned how to do when I was like 11.
Okay.
Also, we've loaded in. Oh well, whatever. To be honest, that's probably the fate it deserved.
What was it?
Never mind. Just some more ironic trash from your best and coolest bro in the world. Just forget it. By the way, for those of you who are wondering why I'm not doing like a Texan accent, people from Austin, and I have a friend, like I know a guy from Austin, they don't really have Texan accents there. Like there are people do, but basically if you grew up in Austin, you'd sound, well, actually it'd sound a lot like me, with kind of a neutral, like, non-accent, at least by American non-accent.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
So Dave actually, like, no offense to Tooch, who did Ask Dave's voice for years, who was awesome, but Dave actually wouldn't sound like that.
Yeah, I think it makes sense that he died of her thing. Also, everyone gets Jake's voice wrong too. To be fair, I got it horribly wrong, but like I was trying. That's because I didn't know how to do it right. I just had no way of doing that. I know it's supposed to sound like, I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, there's a common misconception that Jake should be British, but actually, at least Grandpa Harley shouldn't be, because he's from, like, the South. He's from, like, either South Carolina or possibly, I think he's from, like, South Carolina, actually.
Is this going to turn into another roasted Grandpa Harley video?
Another what?
Another Grandpa Harley hate video.
We could take it in that direction, but we'll have to wait, and we've loaded in. But we'll definitely, like, when we get to Jade's route, the Grandpa Harley hate will commence, because believe me, I've been on the Grandpa Harley hate train for possibly longer even than you have.
Yeah, I think you have. I think you have, like...
If I tell you, you'd probably be sad it's gone. So this is a secret I will take with me to my fucking grave. You understand, Egbert?
Yeah, that's fair.
So what are you really up to? Are you playing that dumb game with Rose yet?
What? Oh no, we lost that game in the mail too. It's also gone forever. Okay, so it's loading in again.
Yep.
Also, I've seen Connor. I watched Connor, and like, I thought it was going to be funny about it, but it's just kind of like, I don't know. See, they don't really have Nicolas Cage being over the top in it, and that's kind of the problem, is they didn't really use him very well in that movie. Ironically.
And we're in. we have loaded in.
Alright, cool.
It's you. You were the one
I already said the lines.
Oh. Holy fucking shit, John. I leave you alone for 2 seconds and everything goes to hell? You know, I really, like, Dave Sprite could get away with that. I don't think that normal Dave, like Vanilla Timeline Dave, gets to say that he's looking out for anybody for the most part. Now, Vanilla Timeline Dave, not to be confused. Should we introduce these people to it? Should we?
Yeah, let's just say it. Like,
yeah, not to be confused with Manila Timeline Dave. The Manila Timeline is a thing we have invented based entirely. Oh wow, it's loaded an entire page of Dave. I'll explain the Manila Timeline in half a second.
Okay.
This is why I can't stop pestering you for even a second. You just lose complete control of your life the moment I turn my back. How do you even know it got lost in the mail? Like, how can that be even, how can that even be formally verified in any way? You haven't even been waiting for it that long. You haven't even been waiting for it that long. Wow, it's way harder to read without punctuation than I realized. Like, yeah. I can actually parse what he's saying, but the where I'm supposed to break in my sentences is way harder, which is funny, because, like, in text conversations, I often don't
accidentally
use punctuation.
I keep going to my menu by accident. I accidentally saw a picture of Ultimate Dirk in that menu. I shouldn't do that. Okay. Because of it, alright.
So yeah, the Manila the Manila timeline, while we're loading in. Let's explain the Manila timeline to these people.
Yeah.
The Manila timeline. Well, first of all, in the Manila timeline, Manila in the Philippines is the center of the universe, basically. And in that timeline, Mark Zuckerberg, instead of making Facebook, became a fitness instructor with like magical chi powers who can shoot suns, like in like the Wii Fit instructor in Super Smash Brothers. Dave is just the best version of himself. The Condesk is actually the Condense, and she makes espresso cookies. No, not espresso cookies, but espresso cookies. Also, it's not a continuity; it's a continuity. And she's making the espresso cookies very strategically. No, not strategically. The
These are all
origin, by the way,
mispronunciations I've had.
Yeah, they're basically anytime Heron mispronounces something entertainingly, it just becomes a thing in the Manila timeline. That's how the Manila timeline works. But the Manila timeline is actually better. Also, somebody write like some goofy ass fan fiction about like Terezi and Vriska going to Manila in the Philippines because one of Terezi's like law clients mysteriously drowned there, and Vriska is going along to help investigate and also look for possible pirate treasure. And yes, there may actually be hidden Japanese pirate treasure in the Philippines. Don't ask. Also, we have a new screen.
Okay. Because the mailman told me so.
What? Okay, I know I say this almost every day, but that actually is the dumbest thing I've ever fucking heard.
It's true. He was quite sure about it.
First of all, John, mailmen don't know shit. This is true. They don't know that my doorbell doesn't work, and they think that the brinky little brass knocker piece of crap that I have is actually audible when it isn't.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that they don't know shit.
Yeah, no, like, no disrespect. I understand that they do an important and kind of shitty job, but also, like, some of them are terrible at it, particularly all of the ones where I live.
I mean, it doesn't help that they keep getting defunded, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, more funding to the post would be better. I'm not saying we should defund them. I am saying I dislike the one near me. They're just guys who walk around handing out letters and stuff. They have zero knowledge of the greater workings of the mail, let alone the specific fate of any given package. This is true.
Yeah, it is. Wait, I forgot that you were reading Dave for a second. I was just like, that's true. I thought you were just ranting about the mail. Like, I legitimately forgot you were reading Dave for a second. Like, I thought you were just ranting about the mail.
Well, for as much as Dave is wrong, sometimes he's just ironically right.
Yeah, I'd agree. I would agree with that. I mean, also tell me when it changed, but like, yeah, I'd agree with that. I generally agree with that, pretty much. Like, I would generally agree with that.
Okay, come on, let's get... How much latency do we even have on this stream? But yeah, no. Oh, unless there's a tracking number or some shit. But even then, the mailman isn't really the guy who deals with that. The only way a mailman would know for sure if some mail got lost is if he was the one who lost it. Or, like, deliberately fucking destroyed it. Wait, did Dave actually use a question mark?
He did. Dave uses question marks. That's the only punctuation he has ever used. I've studied like the typing styles of like certain characters, and Dave is one of them. He does occasionally use question marks. He does actually occasionally use question marks.
Good to know.
Yeah, that's the only punctuation he uses. Is question marks. like that is the only punctuation. That is it. I also remember that scene where like John vandalizes his own posters. I kind of wish he would do that to Mac and me one because I'm sure that thing is unsettling as fuck.
Oh, there we
like,
go.
Okay.
Between the game and my sweet present going missing, something smells goddamn fishy here. John, are you sure the mailman didn't just steal all your shit?
Of course I am.
I don't know, man.
He wasn't even holding anything when I talked to him. Not even a mailbag. Okay, I guess we have to wait again. But yeah, like...
You know, it occurred to me something we probably should have checked before we started doing this. Is there a video, like a screen share via Discord option?
Yeah, let me see if I can do that real quick. It would make this go very quick.
Because that would...
Okay,
Yeah, that would make all of this easier. We're professionals here. We know exactly
is this better?
what we're doing.
Is it better? Can you see it now? Is it better?
I just got a screen change. I don't know about anything else.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see the current screen. Let's read
Alright,
and see
let's
what
read
the next
it and then we'll see if it works.
Alright.
I already read the John part, so...
My alarm bells are going fucking haywire here. It sounds like this incompetent dipshit just lost all your mail and tried to cover his ass.
No!
I'm subconsciously channeling Tooch every time I do that.
Did it change quicker? Did this work?
No lag.
That's
Okay,
probably my computer.
And we're waiting. Yeah. In an ideal world, we would have a better streaming setup with like a direct video share function. There's probably some chat client that allows for voice calls and video sharing. I don't know what it is. Somebody in the chat yell at us about why we're idiots and what service we should be using to facilitate this.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Are you sure he didn't fuck it up somehow, like get mailman stank on it and in a fit of shame and panic, like burn it or dunk it in a smelly hole?
Dude, this is insane. You're being so paranoid. Besides, aside from the birthday present, why do you even care? You think the game is stupid, you don't even want to play. Okay, I guess we'll wait for it to change again. I'm surprised. It must be my computer lagging, because I'm surprised Discord isn't. Oh, I'm seeing it. It's going a little faster.
Well, so I'm not seeing anything via Discord. Is there a sharing via Discord thing that you tried to do that didn't go through?
There was, yeah.
Oh, I did not see that somehow. What? Hang on. What is this sharing thing that I should be attempting to work with? That way I could actually see this better?
I don't know. Go on Discord and see if it's working.
Okay, because all I see are records of the calls in this particular chat. Try and do the thing again.
Like, is it working? You need to click something, I don't know.
Discord's definitely not.
Okay.
Discord hasn't sent me a link or anything. Nothing's coming through. It's just,
Let me try again.
non-existent.
Let me try again. Let me... Okay, do it now?
Professional streaming, everybody.
Yeah,
No.
Nope.
What actually are you trying to do so that I can maybe try and figure it out?
Share my screen with you on Discord. Sorry, guys, some technical issues here. Hold on a sec. Sorry about this.
And actually give me one, like, half a second, and and I'll be right back. I'll return. In fact, I'm not even going to get off the call. I'm just momentarily, like...
Yeah.
back. I'll be right... I can figure out how to do that on the... You know what? I'm just going to take my headset off and be right back. I will return momentarily. One moment.
Alright. We'll be right back in a second. You back? You back?
1 second.
Okay.
Let me see if I can get my headset to connect to this call again.
Whoop. Just sitting here looking at John doing that thing. Also, Ghostbusters is like the one good movie that John likes. I'm just gonna say that, like, it's the one good movie he likes, for the most part. I know he also likes Contact, which is a decent movie. But yeah. Yeah. Alright.
Wow. Oh.
Yeah?
Oh. That is special, my friend. Discord, that was not us. That was the app.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it was also us because we don't know what the fuck we're doing, but also that was very much the app not working correctly because I didn't know how to access that, and I had to leave the call and come back in for it to show up.
Well,
Top of the line app engineering their Discord.
Can you see it,
really,
though? Is it
yes,
working?
let's see if we can have latency now.
Alright, well, let's read the Dave one and then... Because I already read the John ones,
Right.
so...
Yeah, apologies to the chat for that, or the audience, or whatever. People who aren't us, we're sorry. We promise we're not idiots.
Yeah.
At least not usually.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was lying my ass off to sound cool and aloof. He usually is. Of course I want to play this game. It's like this whole rad thing we're all going to do as friends, and now it's ruined. Okay, yeah, this is much better.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. That is a shame. I'm sorry.
I don't know, there was just some feeling I had that we needed to play this thing for, like, destiny reasons or some shit. Sorry to blow your my cool cover and start sounding like Jade or whatever, but I'm kind of pissed off now. Especially now that I know you won't get your stick bunny.
Bunny?
Forget I said that.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, all that aggravating bullshit aside, what are we gonna say, or what are you gonna say?
Oh, right. I made a new friend.
What? A friend? Bullshit.
No, it's true.
John, this is so unlike you. You don't have fucking friends. None of us do. We're a bunch of total losers.
It's kind of true. I know that, but today's a different story. I think I might be branching out a little socially, like turning a corner and becoming valid and legitimate person while on his way to adulthood. Come on, Dave, why can't you just be happy for me?
Fine. So you're hanging out with this person right now?
Yes, he's in my room, rummaging through my stuff. He's quite the character.
Who is this guy? Please tell me he's not cooler than me. I couldn't handle that.
Oh, he's not cooler than you. Nobody is, Dave.
Okay, thank God. I'm gonna say Dirk is cooler than Dave. So tell me about him.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. That's true. Oh, well, the mailman I was talking about earlier.
Yeah?
Well, you see, it's a mailman.
Jesus fucking Christ.
What?
John? No.
What's the big deal?
Do I even need to explain why a 13-year-old kid shouldn't become buddies with a fucking mailman and hang out with him in his room? Does your dad know about this?
Well, no, but I'm trying to avoid him. He's in one of his baking frenzies.
You do realize this is the same guy who likely stole your game and my beautiful present, right? He probably sold them in the black market, or worse, he did something fucked up, like flush them down the toilet.
He didn't do that. Dave, it would make no sense to do that. You're being crazy.
Okay, dude, but you're the one chilling with a random postal worker in your bedroom on your B-day. I'm just looking out for you. What sort of sick fuck would even want to come in your house? How old is this fucking guy, anyway?
I mean, like, Dave's kind of right.
Yeah, no, in general, 13-year-old probably should not be making friends with, like, a random adult. Now, admittedly, I've been to anime conventions, and I've been to anime conventions with a bunch of homestucks.
Anime conventions are different, but...
Yeah, no, like, if you're at an anime convention, it's fine. I mean, rule of thumb, right? If you're at an anime convention and there's an adult who's in your same fandom, it's perfectly fine to talk to them. Don't invite them back to your hotel room, and certainly don't go back to theirs, and certainly don't take them to your house, and don't tell your parents about it. It's fine to have older friends, but don't have older friends your parents don't know about, because that way, if the older friend actually turns out to be a creep, your parents can do something about it.
Yeah, like, yeah. I don't know, he seems to be sort of ageless.
What?
Dave, that's the thing. He's barely even a person. He's just a friend.
I feel like I'm losing my mind.
Or just shaped like a friend. or just shaped like a friend. Listen, I don't expect you to understand. He's just a fun, harmless person who appears to have no particular defining qualities whatsoever. What is so crazy about that?
Nothing, I guess. I don't even know anymore. Fine, enjoy your new buddy. It's your B-day after all, so you get to call the shots. So what's next on the agenda? What's he even doing now?
Well, it seems he's got a little bored while I've been talking to you, and he spent most of my belongings across the bedroom floor to examine everything. And now he's just messing with stuff, like my magic stuff. It's pretty cute. I like this guy.
John, I'm gonna run something by you and hope I don't blow your mind or anything, but what if this guy isn't even a mailman?
What? Dave, no, I refuse to accept that.
Okay then, genius. Tell me this. What is he wearing? You said he has no defining qualities. Well, clothes are defining qualities, so what are they?
Okay, well, he isn't wearing anything but a sweatshirt, but I don't want to mention that because I knew how it would sound.
I see. So, no mail uniform, no mailbag, no, like, fucking mailman hat, just no pants.
Yes. What the fuck?
But it's not weird or anything.
I told you, he's like a pet. Shit, that's probably condescending. You know what I mean. Park generic person-y kind of guy. Just a fun, friendly sort of humanoid creature. I'm really not explaining this well. The point is, he said he's a mailman, and I believe him because he's my new friend. End of story.
Hang on. Okay, he's a fucking mailman. I don't even care if you think he's fun. I don't even care if you think he's fine then. Okay, whatever. Yeah, that's about where I am with this conversation too, honestly. John, you may be a good person, but also, you're a doofus.
That's not a good choice, my dude.
Yeah, no, John is kind of a doof. Hang on one second, I'm actually adjusting my phone setup so that it's slightly easier to read and talk simultaneously. Okay, here we go. No, like, cool? Yes, we have a new friend. Do I get to meet the mailman sometime, or what?
That's a good question. I hope so. I wouldn't be surprised if he just found his way over to you. I can't put my finger on it, but something tells me he is a well-traveled fellow.
You really think he's going to well-travel his ass 2,000 miles over here to come visit me?
You never know. Mailmen do get around, after all.
Shit, that checks out, actually. Okay, I'm getting kind of excited now.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear. I should probably get going. He's really going at it over there with all my bedroom crap. I don't want to be a rude host.
Alright, I'm gonna leave you boys to it. Happy birthday, dude.
Thanks, Dave. Yay, we got good ending with Dave approval. Is it just... Yay.
We also appeared to be cosplaying in John's blanket.
Yeah, he does, in fact, seem to be. Alright, so next is Rose's route. Before we do that, let me just go get something to drink really quickly because I'm very thirsty. And not because Ultimate Dirk is in this route, but I'm just thirsty in general. Like, hold on a second. This won't take very long.
She reminds me of someone I knew in high school who might have inspired the character
Alright, we're back. Alright, we're back. Okay, cool. So...
I definitely knew that we were muted and didn't end up awkwardly talking to myself for like 2 minutes. That certainly wasn't a thing that happened.
Nope, you definitely weren't thirsty about Vriska either. Totally not. Totally no Vriska first in this room at all.
There wasn't thirst happening. I was just commenting that it wouldn't be weird if there was Vriska thirst. Because she reminds me of someone I knew in high school who might even have actually been the inspiration for the character. Not saying she was, but she definitely could have been.
Yeah.
With the right time frame, too.
That'd be kind of cool. But yeah. Once you were on to Rose's route, apparently I look like Rose, so...
Currently you do.
Okay. On the advice of your new friend John, you go to visit one of his close comrades. Close only figuratively speaking, since she seems she lives all the way on the other side of the country. Yeah, that is only figurative then. That's no problem for you though, since your new powers let you hop anywhere, anytime, even to places that don't exist. Well, e-figure powers let you do that. You just have this distinct metatextual feeling that you can pretty much go anywhere at this point. You know it doesn't make any sense. There's nothing that doesn't make sense about friendship, though. And that's exactly what you're about to do. Friendship, that is. You're about to do some friendship by making a new friend. And her name is, you check your notes, Rose. This is her house, apparently. Looks like some kind of weird and modern... Looks kind of weird and modern. It's situated in the middle of the woods for no good reason you can think of. I mean, there's probably a good reason, but... Brave, which is not what you would describe as ideal friend-making conditions. I don't know, I would describe that as ideal friend-making conditions. But that's just me.
Does Rose... It has occurred to me, I'm pretty sure Rose is, like, in New Jersey. Is she in the Pine Barrens?
I know she lives in upstate New York. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, it's New York.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure that's where she lives, canonically. Still nothing stops a mailman, not from delivering mail nor making friends. Rather famously, rain or other similar weather patterns provide no deterrent to the performance of his duty. Okay, then. And there is no duty more important than friendship. I mean, Suddenly, a woodland girl appears. Who goes there? Oh, it's your new friend Rose, obviously. There's literally no one else this could be. You introduce yourself. You are the cool mailman who John told her about to expect a visit from soon. Okay. You doff your mail hat to signal a friendly greeting, except recently you accidentally dropped it into a sewer along with your other mail-specific clothes, as well as all the mail you're supposed to deliver, as you explained to her gratuitously in an unconvincing manner. It's not a great start, you admit, but you've done much worse. I'm gonna try to do a Rose voice, I don't know. You were not a mailman.
That's probably as good as I could do.
Yikes. You were busted almost immediately. You briefly consider whether you should double down on the lie and try to say something mailman-like, or whether the right call is to come clean, since she's clearly too smart for this amateur bullshit. But it's taking a few seconds too long for you to decide which looks guilty as hell. That's it, the jig is up. You slouch in defeat. You ask her if she would please consider not telling Judd. Your heart couldn't take it if he found out your entire friendship was based on a lie. You want me to keep a secret from one of my best friends? To protect the feelings of a random buffoon who I have never met and arbitrarily showed up to my house in a remote wilderness like a creep? Yes. Should we say no or yes?
I mean, that is theoretically what our character wants.
So yes. Yeah, yes.
Yes.
Yes, that's what you want. It's an interesting proposition, if for no other reason than its audacity. I admire your resolve in the face of humiliation. This doesn't mean we're friends, though. Oof, rough. Well, that's fine. You're helpful. You're hopeful. Your mind is fuzzy, but you think you remember this. You're good at this. You are excellent at making people like you through underhanded means. You can't wait to take advantages for 2-year-old girl's goodwill. Okay then. Oh, okay.
That didn't sound deeply disturbing.
No, not at all. Okay, wow, not like that. Let's not be fucking weird. I mean, in fact, let that be the last creepy thought you have for comical purposes. S-grade jokes only. Let's all get our brains out of the gutter. Yeah.
Well, it would be easier if you hadn't first dropped the mail down there.
Yeah, that's true, actually. Rose raises a thin brow. There's something unsettling about her deep violet eyes. You're pretty sure most humans don't have eyes like that, but what the fuck do you know? You're a stranger around these parts. Wait, aren't you a human too? Whatever, it's not a big deal. Not when they're friends to be made. Or something. Do you want to come inside? Unless I'm interrupting your internal monologue, of course. Far be it for me to ever cut short any sort of navel-gazing sidebar. It's just ever so slightly wet out here. You'd absolutely love that, if it's not too much trouble, of course. You wouldn't want to put Rose out. You're lying, though. You're 100% fine with being absolutely infuriatingly obnoxious if it means making a friend. Rose purses her lips, considering. Your predilections towards mailman mimicry weren't all that John told me about. Oh, he also said that you had certain powers. Powers of teleportation and time travel. I told him that he must be mistaken, since it's a well-known and accepted fact that magic, although popular and highly engaging subject of fiction, is fake as hell. Oh, your zappy powers. No, those are totally real and not fake. Real in a different way than you being a mailman is, since that is actually made up. Yeah. Is that so? Prove it. You shrug. Easy enough. You hold out a hand, and after a moment of hesitation, Rose puts her fingers in yours. Her nails are long and sharp and painted a glossy black. She closes her eyes and her umbrella droops. Should I picture my room or something similar? I'm not quite sure how this is supposed to work. She still thinks you're fucking with her. You tell her that you guess she can do that if she wants. You zap the two of you inside the big modern house, and when you open your eyes, you find yourself in a large, messy bedroom. Oh. She drops her umbrella. That surprised Rose's face. I just noticed, like, the little Cthulhu plushie on the shelf.
The Rose sprite in this is absolutely precious. I am sad that they don't include the Cthulhu Sigmund Freud poster that is canonically in her room.
Yeah.
Because it is absolutely beautiful. Also, it's not actually pronounced Cthulhu. Would you like me to show people how it's correctly pronounced?
Yes.
By the way, I'm one of the few people in the world who can naturally pronounce these words. It's pronounced correctly, but I don't expect any of you to say that. In fact, if you tried to say it, you would probably injure yourselves. Just leave it to people like me who are weird mutants and possibly undead. I'm not saying I am undead, but I might be. We
that
can
makes
pronounce
more
things
sense.
like
that sounds more like the right pronunciation.
Yeah, I didn't pronounce that as well as I possibly could have, but it's a hit and miss, like if your throat gets it quite right. Human vocal organs aren't supposed to be able to pronounce it. I'm just weird.
I'll try to do it if, like, we come to it. But yeah.
It doesn't really matter.
You really did that. Rose stands in the center of her room in full rain gear. Her boots track muddy prints into the thick white carpet. Surprise, you really are magic. Rose puts a small hand against her perfectly painted black lips. She seems momentarily lost for words, and you get the feeling that is not a thing that happens very often. Her eyes are wide and deeply purple. They're sparkling, you might even say. Hold on, I'll be right back. Stay here, don't go out into the hall. It's not safe. You tell Rose to take her time. You're happy to just stand here dripping on her nice clean floor. She leaves the room. You take the opportunity to examine your surroundings a little more closely. The bed is unmade, books are strewn all over the floor, carelessly, and a collection of half-drunk cups of coffee crowd the desk. Yeah, half-finished knitting projects lie in soft piles all over the room. In fact, there's a lot of evidence that this room is often occupied by someone with a lot of interest who has trouble settling down and putting her attention to one thing at a time. Man, you relate. Not with interest, but with friends. You can't imagine settling for just one. Rose has a number of posters on her walls, although nowhere near as many as her friend John. A calendar hangs beside the window. Days ticked off with little X's all the way up to 413, which is circled. Yeah. You step closer to read the year date up in the corner. 2009. Oh my god, 2009. Damn, it
We
feels
really
like
have
it's...
opened a time portal.
It feels like it's been
It is.
forever, dude.
It is 11 years and 9 months. It is exactly 11 years and 8 months ago.
Yeah?
In this. Also, can I point out that I'm enough of a nerd that I actually recognize some of these posters? So, like, the topmost one that's in black and white is a distortion of a popular internet image relating to At the Mountains of Madness. And the weird sea anemone thing is one of the flying polyps from The Shadow Out of Time.
Yeah, makes sense.
Also, she's got a violin. Her violin playing is definitely not a Music of Yurikzan reference. Totally.
Yeah. Rose has, like, a ton of Lovecraft references, obviously, but,
Rose's character arc in the main comic is largely a reference to The Haunter of the Dark. Also, she totally does not play the violin at night with, like, weird auteur music and hope that some kind of alien shadow thing will light upon her windowsill. That's totally not a thing that she does on a regular basis. And by
no,
totally not, I mean
definitely not.
she definitely does that.
Yeah. Alright, step closer, read the year of the date up the core 2009, but what the hell do you care about the date? You can make friends any day of the damn week, rain or shine, night or day. Rose sure is taking a while out there. She told you that wasn't safe out of the hall. Maybe she hasn't just been quipping. Maybe she's actually in trouble. What should you do? What should we do?
I mean, if she were actually in trouble, I'd go look for her, and besides, realistically speaking, like, I mean, I'm metagaming a little bit, but we know that we're not going to make things any worse.
Yeah, I guess let's go look for her. You're too anxious to sit still. You aren't the sort of person who just sits there and waits for friend opportunities to fall into their lap. Better to run headlong into danger, or as much danger as a minimalist upper middle class house in the middle of the woods could offer. Rose had told you that it isn't safe. You creep out into the hallway where a bunch of things happen more or less simultaneously. A deluge of quick-time events that you had no idea were coming. Lightning flashes in a perfect jagged line across the tall window at the end of the hall, followed immediately by a crash of thunder so loud you think the house might be falling down. Abruptly, all the lights go out. Ooh, spoopy. Another flash of lightning for a vertigo. I'm gonna try to pronounce this again, butchers. A vertiginous moment. You see a long, thin shadow.
It's pronounced vertiginous. I was actually going to complain that you, like, the second you get me on is when you stop mispronouncing things, but no, I actually get to be useful. Vertiginous. Like vertigo, like vertigo.
Okay, that makes more sense. A vertiginous moment. You see. I mean, I know what it means, it's just I don't know how to pronounce it. Vertiginous moment, you see a long, thin figure superimposed against the window. You freak the fuck out, jumping about a foot in the air, yowling like a cat. A small hand lands on your shoulder, you jump again. Calm down, it's just me. Rose speaks in a normal tone of voice and it's jarring. The house is echoey and cavernous. There's just something about a dark house on a stormy evening that makes you want to whisper. I told you to stay put for a reason. It's too early for my mother to be sauced enough not to notice random strangers in her house. I don't want you to go through the tedious process of explaining who you are. Does that mean that, like, there is a point where she is sauced enough not to notice random strangers in her house?
That would be the implication, yes, that if we're not there yet, then we must be there later.
Like,
also, can we momentarily mention the fact that Rose's visual design is a mashup of Mandy from The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy and Raven from Teen Titans?
I mean, it is. That is exactly what it is.
There's an argument to be made that her character is also that.
That's actually true, yes.
I'm not saying that's a bad thing, I'm just commenting that it is a thing that is true.
It is. Alright, keep going. You have a perfectly understandable reason for why you left, and that reason is that you were lonely. Rose snorts. Cold. You mean you were cold? Well, you are soaking wet. Follow me. She grabs you by the wrist and tows you down the hall. You wonder if you should warn her about the strange wraith-like creature you saw by the window, but you don't want to freak her out. Although her mom might be at risk too. Whatever, moms are tough, she'll be fine. This probably isn't the first time she's gone toe-to-toe with a weird slender man. This house looks haunted as shit. Rose brings you to a dark laundry room and then motions you to take off your hoodie, which you do gladly because it is soaking wet. Okay. That's interesting. The design on the front, does it mean anything? Oh yeah, it is kind of cool. A blue line that zigzags on one end like lightning. Looking at it makes you feel unsettled. You realize Rose is still waiting for a response, so you just hand her the hoodie and tell her no, you're pretty sure it's just an abstract sign. Then you stand there while she tosses the sweatshirt in the dryer, feeling the alarming currents of memory in your bloodstream. You're sure there must be something you forgot to do. You continue to feel weird as Rose hits the dryer button and nothing happens. Fuck. She hits the button a few more times, as if that will make a bit of a difference when the power is out. She presses her thumb and forefinger to the bridge of her nose. Well, you aren't going to fit into anything of mine. She leads you down more long, dark alleyways. Man, this house is unreasonably huge. You ask Rose if a lot of people live here. No, it's just me and my mother and a horde of liquids not soluble in water. I mean, apparently that's a people that lives there.
It's soluble in water.
Oh, okay. Soluble. Here, try not to drip on the carpet. You aren't sure how you're supposed to manage that, but okay. This room is large and dark, and Rose parts the curtains. A flash of lightning illuminates a four-poster bed, a long counter, and a shelf covered head to toe in bottles. She just literally has a bar in her room. Just like, she has a bar just like right in her room. It's not like a mini bar either, it's just like a full-out, like, fully stocked bar, just in her room.
I believe that's canonical. I don't even remember if she canonically has a bed in her room, but I believe she does canonically have a ridiculous number of bottles of alcohol.
Yeah, that is a thing. Rose vanishes through another door, leaving you to pursue. This is all liquor. Shit, this is a lot of booze. Here, I'm not sure what you would want to wear, but this should work until the power comes back on and we can dry our clothes. Rose hands you a long silk robe. She won't miss this. I don't think she's ever even worn it. She has this whole closet full of fantastic clothes that she never puts on. You take the robe and go into the large master bedroom. It's kind of a mess. The tub looks like it hasn't been cleaned in a long time. Damn. The robe gives you the same knotted feeling of familiarity that Look at Your Hoodie did, but you put it on anyway. It's a relief to get out of your wet clothes. You hang them carefully on the shower. that face. When you head back out into the bedroom, you find Rose standing in front of the bowl of liquor. She's holding a bottle of Grey Goose and squinting at the label, like she's trying to read the nutrition facts. I've often wondered what exactly the merits of consuming this are. It tastes quite literally like burning. She opens the bottle before you can... Wait, what? It
really does. Alcohol does not taste good. For anyone on this stream under legal drinking age, you're not missing much. Also,
no, you're
for
really
anyone
not.
on this stream wondering, we are both well over legal drinking age. Like, well over it.
Yeah, we are. We definitely are. Yeah, like... We are. I'm not drinking alcohol right now, this is actually like iced tea, but yeah.
I don't drink because I dislike being drunk, and I don't like the taste of alcohol in general, so there's really no redeeming qualities in it for me for the most part.
I mean, that's fair. I like it for the taste, but like I'm not really a big drinker myself either.
I mean, there's like sake and good rum, but for the most part, I don't much like alcohol.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. She opens the bottle before he can protest that she is by no means a legal drinking age, and wherever the fuck you are. She puts the bottle to her mouth and takes a sip. She splutters. Blah. Yeah, that's terrible. You could have told her that. Straight vodka isn't for the uninitiated, even fancy vodka. You take the bottle from her. She hesitates for a moment, then lets it go. You set it back on the shelf. This really is quite an impressive liquor cabinet. Liquor wall, liquor room. Her mom must really have a refined palate. Don't strain yourself. You can say it. What's the point of mincing words? She's a fucking alcoholic. Yeah, she is. She is an alcoholic. Wow, this is intense. You're not sure if you're prepared for something this heavy. You were kind of counting on some silly shenanigans, maybe a couple of funny jokes. You weren't cut out for this. You get the feeling that at some point you might have been cut out for this. You might have been the sort of person your friends or potential friends could count on. In fact, you know on some level that this is true, but whenever you try to nail down any sort of specifics, you find a gaping lacuna in your experiences. It's all just what it was. Rose's shoulders slump as she stands surveying her mother's bottles. She doesn't even have the decency to hide her distasteful habits. Who needs an entire wall of liquor bottles? She doesn't have people over. She doesn't even have any friends. This is all just for me. Just more for passive-aggressive acts as a femme fatale 1950s housewife with a death wish. I mean, that's pretty much what she is. It's just like the wizards. Wizards. Don't worry about it. You know how long it's been since I've had a home-cooked meal? Oh, shit. I'm not saying that I require or even deserve a lovingly crafted culinary masterpiece every time I sit down to eat. That's going a bit far. I know John complains about being plagued by fatherly concern every chance he gets. He is overwhelmed by pastries whenever he ventures from his room. I'm glad my mother doesn't poke her considerable nose in my private affairs. But I'm sick of eating oatmeal. Oh, damn.
Fuck.
That's not good.
Yeah, no, man cannot live on oatmeal alone.
Yeah, I mean, we know that Rose's mom canonically, starves kids. We've seen it in Hive Swap, that's actually canon. In Hive,
Yeah, I'm
in Hive
pretty sure
Swap,
Husky
that's a
wrote
thing.
that.
What?
So that would make it I'm pretty sure Husky wrote it, so that would make it definitely canon. That, yeah, her mom does not take care of or properly feed children, and, that's not very cool.
No, it's really not. It's not cool.
There
That's
are
not
better
good.
human guardians who could have raised Rose. Not even getting into John's dad, there are better options for Rose, specifically. Not for everyone. But,
I mean,
could have been better off.
I think, a lot of parents would have been better off, a lot of guardians at Homestuck would have been better off raising Rose, except for, I don't know. Except for a few. Grandpa Harley being one of them, because Grandpa Harley is, actually the worst human parent, but, yeah.
Yeah, no, objectively. But we'll get to him later.
Oh, yeah, we will. We'll fucking roast him again.
Also, if her mom, presumably they're not that broke. I don't cook. I can cook. I just choose not to because I want to do other things with my life and I don't have the energy to clean. But, there are other things, even if her mom doesn't cook, she could keep food in the house that isn't oatmeal. Also, an alcoholic starving their kid is not surprising because A, they're probably too out of it to remember that they need food, and B, if you're drunk all the time, you're getting a lot of your calories from alcohol, and so you don't notice that you're not eating, and you don't notice that your kid's not eating. And so alcoholics starving their children is a real thing that happens.
I mean, I'm not surprised. It's pretty sad. I'm not surprised.
Poor Rose. Rose needs a hug.
She really does. She really does. Rose. I told you, don't worry about it. We're worried about it. But you will worry about it. You worry about all your friends, all 2 of them. Rose smiles with half her mouth. It seems to be all she can manage. Lightning crashes. She looks so small and sad against this wall of bottles. You know how to fix this? Damn. Like, there's something about that line that's just like that hurts.
This should also be remembered. Rose is not very big physically. Rose is probably about average.
Yeah. Thunder rolls, you clench your fist. A friendship clench. You don't know who you are. You don't know why you're here, but you do know that surely you have these powers for a reason. And what better reason to help a poor young girl with her troubled home life? Rolling up your floppy sleeves, you get to work. What are you doing? You start with the dark liquors first, and your experiences those cause the worst hangovers, and are more likely to contribute to the absence of hot motherly meals and overconsumption of oatmeal. You grab 2 bottles of rum and 1 of the bourbon, which you tuck in one armpit. You zap out of the house and into a clearing in the nearby woods. A couple of hours ago, before it started raining, you drop the bottles and go back for more. Are you just stealing all of my mother's liquor? Is this your solution to her alcoholism? Don't worry, Rose could thank you later.
Oh, for the record, by the way, it is actually scientifically valid that dark liquor causes worse hangovers. It's because it contains substances known as congeners. They're byproducts of fermentation. They're also moderately toxic.
That makes sense. That actually makes a lot of sense. You go for the tequila next, then the vodka, then get sick of this organized approach and just grab whatever the fuck is dumping it in the past. Rose watches you do this for a while. Then she hops up on the counter, crosses her legs, and starts texting. Wow, she's really so intent on her conversation that she isn't even noticing you fixing her domestic situation. She keeps giving you little fleeting looks, and you're pretty sure she must be talking about you. You should just let her talk.
Really?
It isn't right to try to invade your friend's privacy. You attempt to resist the temptation, which you fail at immediately. Not even overused meme can save you. You zap behind her onto the counter where you can spy out her private correspondence. Alright, I'm gonna try to do a J voice. I don't know anything about them, I'm sorry. Sigh. Here was me trying to take advantage of your uncanny ability to make guesses, verging on prognostication. Yeah, I got that one. I'm really considering a reevaluation on magic. You don't know who this person is. Maybe you should just... You go back in time a couple minutes to when Rose started her conversation. Your past self is busily zapping back and forth carrying liquor bottles. You hook her down so you don't see yourself and cause a paradox or whatever the fuck. Okay. Out of a morbid curiosity to shine a light on my future, I come to with metaphorical hat in hand to ask you to consult your dream clouds. Do you happen to know anything about a strange cardboard cutout creature masquerading as a mailman? Are you sleeping? Sorry, I had to scold Beck. He's been acting really weird all of a sudden. Anyway, is this about the same mailman that John was talking about? The fake one who hung out with him? That's the one. They're currently emptying my mother's liquor cabinet in an attempt to prevent her from overindulging herself. Oh.
Do you want to take one?
What?
I was going to ask if you wanted me to take one of these voices, but never mind.
To take what?
To voice one of these characters so you don't have to just talk to yourself. But
oh, okay. I mean, you could do Rose, I guess. I don't know.
I can try a Rose voice.
Okay.
We can do that. I have less chance of doing Jade than I have of doing Rose.
What did you say?
I have less chance of getting a good Jade voice than getting a good Rose voice. That's for damn sure.
Alright, I'll do Jade, you do Rose. Oh, are they drinking yet?
No, I think they're just dropping it in the woods with their magic powers.
Oh, Do they know that she could just go out and buy more liquor? That's something you can do where you live, right?
Yes, well, Not exactly where we live. I think the nearest boozery is a good 20-minute drive. I'm not actually entirely sure my mother got it all. We don't own a car, not entirely sure where my mother got it all. We don't own a car as far as I know. Sometimes it seems like she has the ability to just make things appear.
I don't know anything about them. I'm sorry.
And here was me trying to take advantage of your uncanny ability to make guesses verging on prognostication, as I am recently considering a reevaluation on magic.
I'm still pretty sure magic is fake, at least the kinds of magic you're talking about. There's probably some real magic out there somewhere.
Yes, for instance, the sort that lets you spy on your hostess's private correspondences while you are stealing her mother's libation.
You freeze. With a contrite zap, you reappear in front of Rose. She sets her phone down and props her chin up on a delicate fist. Sorry, you honestly don't know what got into you. You just couldn't resist using your power for evil. You could do Rose's
Haven't you
voice.
heard that with great power comes great responsibility?
Rose is right. She's totally right. You've only had this power for like a day, so you still aren't used to the idea of being able to just zap all over the narrative. Clearly, you did not appreciate the implications.
Zapping all over the narrative sounds potentially stressful.
Oh, you bet. You're incredibly stressed right now. Rose laughs. You apologize for her for stealing all of her mom's drinks. That was kind of overzealous of you.
No, actually, I thought it was hilarious. I've never really been one for pranks. That's always fallen more in John's wheel. But there's nothing wrong in occasionally stepping outside his comfort. Let's do the vodka next.
The two of you working together gets the place cleared out pretty quick. You zap Rose along with you to the bright clearing in the field, and for a moment she just stands in the sunbeam, blinking up at the cloudless sky. Her expression says she still might not be totally convinced any of this is happening. When all the liquor has been transferred from the bedroom to the woods and a big glittering dragon sort of booze, you and Rose fall down next to you in a messy heap. Well, you fall into a messy heap. Rose lowers herself daintily, sitting more on her knees than her butt, probably keep her skirt from getting dirty. You get an idea that even though she lives in the middle of nowhere, she doesn't spend a ton of time outside. You tell her again that you're sorry you spied on her correspondence with her great friend Gigi. Also, you hope she isn't going to get in trouble with her mom.
I'm not unduly concerned. I'll tell her where it all is in a couple days, although by that time I'm sure at least a good third of it will be water damaged. I'm sure this will have fantastic implications for our relationship and not at all exacerbate the emotional problems underlying her addiction.
You laugh awkwardly. Well, now you kind of just feel like an asshole. Rose lies back on the grass and raises a hand to trace the curves of a fluffy white cloud. She closes her eyes.
Perhaps it's just projection on my part, or wishful thinking. But ever since I met you, I feel like something has changed. Or rather, something has failed to change, if that makes sense. It's probably nothing.
Her eyes flicker back open, endlessly purple, fixed on the sky like she can see something beyond it. And once again, you feel that there's something really crucial you forgot. But at least you made a new friend, and even if you don't think Rose's brand would ever allow her to call you as such, you're lying in a sunny clearing next to a pile of alcohol, and honestly, it doesn't get much friendlier than that. Yay, we got good ending. Alright, let's do Dave's. Okay, like, I want you to, like, point out the thing, like, a certain thing when, like, we get to it, but, like, I'll wait until we do. Like, just to confirm that, like, I'm not losing my shit. Let's be real. As much as you enjoy your new friends, they all seem a little lonely. Like, maybe they don't have any friends besides the ones they talk to online. An online friendship, a reasonable alternative to more traditional face-to-face... Is online friendship a reasonable alternative to more traditional face-to-face friendship? Are relationships, and dare you say, families that you choose, not just as important, if not more so than those you're able to touch and feel? Damn, maybe being a little too real. You decide not to think about it too hard. But if you're being honest with yourself, maybe you weren't terribly interested in the greater context of family and interpersonal relationships in the instant message era. You've got a fever, and the only cure for this disease is called friendship. It is to mildly inconvenience this disease called friendship is to mildly inconvenience a few teenagers. As much of a delight as it's been to make a young boy face his existential future, rob a woman of her mustache, and then self-reflect about the value of contextual relationships, it's all felt a little heavy-handed. What you need is an emotional palate cleanser. There are 2 kids left on this tour de force, and both sound like they'd make exquisite friends. Time to go full on easy mode here. You've heard so much about this guy, you feel like you got this one in the goddamn bag. With confidence, you zap yourself onwards. Can do Dave voice.
What? Oh yeah, I'll definitely do
Also,
Dave's
just
voice.
a warning of Dave, you gotta pay attention to his sprite, because he will just start rapping in the middle of sentences. Just like he will.
It won't be a problem for me.
You need to rap his lines when he starts rapping. Or you need to let me attempt to do it.
I rap better than you.
I know you do. Dave isn't a good rapper, though, so...
Yeah, no, I'm going to make Dave look way better at this than he actually is. What am I looking at?
Should I attempt one of them when I see one?
It's fine. I'll do it.
Oh, okay. Alright.
Disclaimer. This video may unrealistically represent Dave's competence at the creation of rhythm-assisted poetry.
Yeah, my rapping's probably closer to Dave's. Okay, I guess you read the line already.
Yeah, what am I looking at?
Oh, you're already here. Wherever here is, it is blisteringly hot. You not inevitably regret your choice of apparel. Why do you instinctively put your hoodie back on over this? Robe, gown...
You the mailman, or... mail... person?
This must be Dave. Rose mentioned he talked a lot, and as you start to explain it, it becomes apparent he is having this conversation at you, not with you. Wow. It is unbelievably humid.
Person adjacent? Anyway, Egbert told me you'd show up eventually. Which I never doubted for a second, since one of the core tenets of the United States Postal Service is that you visit 4 extremely specific and spread out teenagers while sweating all over yourself. Practically a crime to not be increasingly moist while out here delivering letters on the roof of a skyrise. Which, as you know, is the most effective and legal way to drop off the post. Clammier than a New England potluck and wandering around on the roof. With no package.
It is actually really cool how much this kid seems to talk at you, but you're barely listening. Also, he's like talking at you. Yeah, he does that. You're barely listening. Has the sun always been that red? Has the sky always been that wavy?
Are you alright?
You were horribly alright. You tug at the collar of your soggy mess of a hoodie. This is an overwhelming oppressive heat. An almost impenetrable air fills your lungs as you try to take a series of shallower and shallower breaths. The world fades into white.
Does the reader have heat-sensitive asthma? Because that's a real thing.
I mean, maybe they do. When you wake up, you're sitting propped up on a cheap futon next to a large television. A rough approximation of a person does an elaborate series of controlled falls, accumulating in what it can only describe as skateboarding for assholes. Yeah. Huh. On your left, Dave exists in a quantum state that is both somehow sitting and laying down, but also neither. With precision of a Swiss watchmaker, he deftly presses a series of buttons that makes the awful polygon man on the screen T-pose and fall face forward into the ground. Yeah. That's pretty accurate. Seconds later, his skateboard flops helplessly next to him. He doesn't look away from the screen as he speaks.
So, I guess you live. It's not that I'm invested, but John might be sad.
Classic John. You try to emulate his incredibly casual body language as you slide your body down the futon. Your legs already barely reach the ground.
Yeah, that guy's a dork, but I taught him everything he knows. The sad thing is that might literally be true.
It might be. It might actually be true. You ask him if
Also, is that a wizard hanging up there in the corner from the ceiling?
Yeah, I think it's a wizard pimp puppet. I think that is exactly what that is. I think that is what that is, yes. Yeah. You ask him if he taught him how to be a dork. You affected a completely uninterested face, as though the sickness of your third-degree burn is not the single most exciting moment of your entire life.
God damn. Owned in my own house. Owned within an inch of my life. I'm on the edge of reaching out that hand of friendship, and this chucklehead long live the king's mate. Thousands of gazelles trample my useless body as Jonathan Taylor Thomas's persona watches on. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Who will raise Simba now? Who's going to teach him about combat? Philosophy. Life. BTW, I put your nasty sweatshirt in the shower.
Okay, what should we pick?
You know, I have no way of knowing, and both of these things are liable to lead to something completely ridiculous. So I'm going to leave this up to you.
Okay, I always go for dope. Because, like, this is Dave, so, like, this is Dave. Dope. You're definitely the sort of person that says dope often and casually. You tell him dopely that you're a person who is not caught up in the small details of decorum or personal propriety.
Propriety.
It was propriety. I got it the second time. In fact, it doesn't bother you at all that he took your only worldly possessions and tossed them in a shower while you were subconscious. What's some light corpse looting among bros?
You know, that's actually an interesting point that he does literally engage in bro corpse looting at some point.
He does.
Okay.
He does in fact do that. He does.
So, okay. While it dries, you can wear one of my bro's shirts. He usually has a fresh stash hidden in here.
Dope, tight, sick. Nothing weird about hiding some shirts in the living room. Wait, what? Yeah, why does he do that? Just gonna have a look-see, and holy shit, there are a lot of puppets in here.
Yeah, dude. Puppet's own. Enough said. My bros got the market cornered on puppet-based endeavors. This is literally true. Backed up against the wall like a feral beast hissing for more plush-oriented content.
I mean, it is true. Like, he does have the market covered on puppet endeavors.
Yeah, no. The bro literally makes these things, sells them, and also makes video, like, ironic, explicit videos, both for his own entertainment and also to advertise them, thus making him a multi-billionaire. He's actually, like, stupid rich.
Yeah.
Blocks and shit are an aesthetic. They're not necessary. It's more that he likes the look. Now, admittedly, there is an argument to be made that he shouldn't leave them lying around his apartment, but it's also entirely possible that he actually does work from home.
Yeah, it's probably pretty likely. Okay, let's get going.
Little guy's probably just scared. Just wants to protect its nest and mouth-to-mouth feed its babies. Only the choicest puppets mutt for a reasonable fee. I guess he also charges for the puppet mud.
He does.
Makes enough sense.
What the fuck does any of that mean? You look back to Dave, but he's on his phone. God damn, that is so cool, actually. There's something weird about this whole setup that you can't put your finger on. For one, you can't seem to find any secret shirts anywhere. It's all just puppets and plushes and DJ equipment. Oh my.
Yeah, with my bro, you have to think of the potential for ironic payoff. That guy's always one step ahead. Just when you think you've got it figured out, it was all just some trap to make you think you've gotten his goat. But that goat is long gone. Makes you think maybe there was never a goat. Maybe it was some other barnyard animal all along. You've been duped into looking for a goat like some dumb asshole. Or maybe that goat gets you really subvert the whole thing. Lack of punctuation. It should have been, maybe that goat gets you really subverts the whole thing.
You take a second to wonder if he's really using the term ironic correctly in this instance. By dictionary definition, yes, a goat getting you is the opposite of how a situation should go. Thank God he settled that. You're about to reassure Dave that his goat tracks. As you're about to reassure Dave that his goat tracks, you catch some movement in the corner of your eye. Was that a camera? No. It could have possibly been a camera. Oh, nope, there it is again. That is a camera coming out of the ice dispenser. It whirs softly as you approach. Its mechanical eye trained on you. How long has this thing been watching? Is this Dave's? You lean in to take a closer look, but your foot catches on something. You fall flat on your face. Are you just gonna, acknowledge the pile of hats in the corner? Also, you were right, there really are fireworks in the sink. That is actually a thing. I was unsure if that was actually in canon or not, but it is.
Yeah, no, canonically there are fireworks in the sink. This house is, the fireworks in the sink are probably the single most irresponsible thing here, bearing in mind that by 13, most of these crappy anime weapons would not actually be a significant risk. I had shit like this when I was, starting when I was 10.
Also, Buster Blaze's sword in the corner is pretty great.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Dave seems too engrossed in the conversation he's having on his phone to pay you much mind. Occasionally mumbling something out loud a few times before presumably typing it out. You search for whatever it was that made you beef it so royally. You know, beef it, fall down. That is a real phrase that he would say. A small tripwire stands taut a few inches off the ground. You must not have disturbed it enough to set off whatever contraption it's attached to, apparently.
Oh yeah. Sometimes they're more of a psych out. You think, oh fuck me, I definitely beefed it, which is a praise that is real. And you sit there waiting on bated breath, prepared to be fucked deep in velvety marionette dick. And it never comes. You go the rest of your day just waiting for the payoff from your dipshit mistake. And it never comes. You wake up in cold sweats for weeks, yearning for a relief that will never find you, and it hits you. You've been fucking bamboozled by the master yet again. There's no elaborate booby trap. No Rube Goldberg device set to enact a series of complicated shenanigans, ultimately resulting in being buried alive in Kermit the Frog's plush amphibious dong. I did not need that mental image. Beautiful,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah, I didn't need that either. Damn, bro, you live like this?
I mean, yeah, I guess. Keeps me on my toes. That is the intention. It's probably a shitty way of doing it, but that is the intention.
Yeah.
Heels never even meet the ground. A prima ballerina with a head full of dreams and nothing to lose. God's gift to plies ripping a straight tasty tour in your lair for my adoring fans. I feel like I pronounced that wrong because I don't speak French. They go apeshit for this sort of thing, but it's just another day in the life for a dancier extraordinaire, Dave Strider.
Oh, here we go. Here's a fucking rapping.
Since I was a baby.
Here's a rapping. He started a rap.
Yeah, okay. Haven't fallen for a trap like that since I was a baby. Train. Real rookie mistake, mailman looking tired maybe. Drain.
Oh my god, is he mumble rapping at you? This is the greatest day of your life.
God. More plush ass than a puppet lost and found. King Strider drops the illest fires. 'Cause heavy is the crown. Rhyming puppet with puppet. Call that puppet rhyme. Killing all ventriloquists. Puppet on puppet crime.
He goes all like this for some time with what could be described as bars or a similar caliber. The narrative focus shifts to your inner thoughts out of necessity because it turns out writing raps is really hard. He isn't exactly great, but you're not really a rap expert despite what your social media page might imply. Unless you count hacks she did, which of course you do. Why wouldn't you? Wait. What? What does that mean? Why did you fake that? Oh, I have the context for that now. The whole scenario feels a little weird and familiar to you. All these kids feel familiar to you. You learn something new about Dave, and you feel like you already sort of know it. You can't place it. Despite having met Dave no less than half an hour ago, something feels just slightly off about him. Something about his actions feels so performative in nature, like he's pantomiming in front of an audience. As Dave continues to rap, you remember that you are in front of an audience. You cast a glance over to the camera, but also to the hundreds of stuffed little creatures staring at you with their lifeless eyes. Amidst your revelation, we check back in on Dave because I'm getting paid to write this, so I should probably make with the fucking jokes already.
Master of my tool, I'm the eighth. Hardware. Hardware. Got more hose than a gardener.
I kind of want to try rapping, Dave. Can I try rapping, Dave?
Sure.
Okay. Yard care. I fucked that up. It was the last one. That line. If he does it again, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna fucking try it. I'm gonna fail, but I'm gonna try it if he does it again. The chaotic and surreal energy of the scene sends a shock of nervous energy down your spine. You feel alarmingly new to the comfort and familiar warmth of your sweater. There's something about it that grounded you, something that felt like home. Well, Dave concludes his masterpiece with an elaborate series of yas and uhs, just as you see the camera turn away from it ever so slightly to focus on something else, before retreating back into the ice dispenser. It almost makes it look a little bashful. That's kind of adorable, really. Like, he just finishes it with yas and uhs. Yeah, he's not the best rapper. He's not the best rapper.
For the record, I was worried that I was going to make Dave look more competent at rapping than he is, but because I wasn't actually clicking through the dialogue, I didn't, so good.
You're
this video
probably
has about...
What?
Yeah, that's about how good he probably actually is. I can do better than this, and maybe I will at some point in this video, I don't know.
Yeah, like freestyle at the end of it. Do fucking freestyle at the end of the vid. But yeah. Yeah. Despite the fanfic you've read in your head about a cool kid and his new best robot friend, reality of the situation sets in. You have yet to make friends with this character, and it all has kind of felt surreal and weird to you. Maybe it's time to zap back and hard reset this continuity to try again. What? Oh, you should do it.
What does that mean? Feels like I'm missing an important part of the puzzle here.
Oh, did he read or hear that? How does this work exactly?
Sometimes you just narrate what you're thinking. Kind of a baller move.
Why has nobody called you out on this before now? You put your hand on the counter to stabilize yourself, and your fingers brush against something clandestinely below. Just barely poking out from beneath a pile of discount plush nobody's in a neatly retail folded shirt. Should we wear the shirt?
It's somebody else's shirt that we found under a puppet that's been used for God knows what in a weird-ass house. I wouldn't.
Okay, so I don't want a silver shirt. Okay. Okay. For the record, I would have, like, I don't actually remember which one's the real one, but, like, I would have probably put on this shirt personally just because, like, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know, it's a cool shirt, but yeah. Actually, you think you're fine as is. No reason to shake it up with yet another outfit. We'll have to eventually pay someone to draw. Let's take a second, reel it in for a little bit. What the fuck is going on here? Isn't this, like, really messed up?
No, what's messed up? Is how you deny my hospitality like this? That's a very weird sentence. Fuck. I offer you someone else's property that you have to find hidden among countless lifeless puppet corpses? And this is the thanks I get? Real cold, mailman. Damn, maybe I'll wear the shirt to protect me from this chill.
Good enough, okay. Like, why isn't he in school? It's the middle of April.
It's spring break, bro. Besides, I only subscribe to the School of Hard Knocks. Also several YouTube channels and periodicals. So, pretty sweet deal over here, actually.
You know he isn't really like this. You know he doesn't like living like this.
Oh damn, is that true?
Oh shit, the camera's back. Did you see the camera pop back out?
Oh shit, it's in the ice machine, yes. I wasn't paying attention to that, but I do see it.
Yeah, it just popped back out.
What am I, like? Apparently we got the foremost expert in Dave lore here. PhD in Strider Dynamics. Arguably. It's the first day of school, and I'm here in class, eager to learn. Got my pencil out. Got my freshest fit on. Got my dope new Trapper Keeper with Lisa Frank dolphins on it. What the fuck is that?
Okay, you know what a Trapper Keeper is?
No.
Okay, I didn't know for a while either, because, like, I didn't have what it was in school, but, like, it's like a fancy, like, sort of notebook that, like, like, sort of folder thing that organizes your stuff. And, like, sometimes they have locks on them.
You mean a binder?
It's like a super fancy one, though. I can't really describe it.
Yeah, I am not snobby and white enough to have one of these things.
Yeah, I've never had one either. I literally found out about it because, like, Owl told me about it. Like, because apparently Owl had one, and, like, I didn't know what the fuck it was. Like,
Yeah, I'm from an
they're just like, yeah,
insufficiently
it's a Trapper Keeper. Watching, like, I think it was, like, a movie or a show or something, like, some character had a Trapper Keeper, and I was just like, what the fuck is a Trapper Keeper? And, like, Owl was like, oh, they explained it to me, and I was just like, oh, I've never seen one in my life. But yeah.
Yeah, also, what's a Lisa Frank?
Oh, it's like, you know those stickers that you get at the dollar store that have, like, the, like, rainbow unicorns and, like, pastel stuff on it and stuff?
Yes.
Yeah. Like, those are Lisa Frank. It's the name of the designer, like, that did a bunch of those. You could Google Lisa Frank to see some of the designs. They're, like, really over-the-top, like, cutesy and, like, colorful. I actually secretly love Lisa Frank stuff. I'm not ashamed to admit that. It fits my aesthetic.
It's not really secret if you admit it on a public live stream.
That's true, it's not. But yeah.
You now publicly like Lisa Frank stuff.
Yeah, I guess it's public information, I do. But yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's keep going.
Look at them on there, smiling like assholes. One blue, one pink, so we know it's not gay. Poor bastards don't know they're a cartoon. Saddest story I've ever heard.
The little camera switches its focus from Dave back to you, gauging your reaction. Oh shit! I don't know if we're gonna get a good ending here. Ignoring it, you assert that you aren't trying to say you know him, just that...
That what?
Okay, clearly you struck some sort of nerve here, but...
Nah, we're good. Tell me more about my situation. You really have been spending time with Rose, haven't you? Yeah, okay, fair. Got me all figured out. Don't worry, if you gotta look at Wikipedia article for abandonment issues or whatever, I can wait.
Despite how flat his voice is coming out, his body language has made it a telltale shift. He's standing leaned up against the back of the futon, his hands are in his pockets. It almost seemed like he was sulking if you weren't so convinced he wanted to kick your ass. At the edge of your vision, you sensed some movement. You didn't capture it exactly, but you're convinced it was there. Oh shit. Oh shit.
I think I know what's about to happen.
You look over there, there's nothing to be seen. Perhaps another hidden camera. There's something unsettling about being watched this whole time. There it is again. Every now and then, your eyes catch the faintest presence of something moving just out of sight. The whole place feels like it's faintly shifting around. Amid scanning the room, a particularly fucked up looking puppet catches your attention. These little shits are everywhere, but this awful little man's stare stops your heart for just a moment. Its cold eyes pierce you. Its plastered smile judges you. Oh shit. Oh.
He wasn't here a second ago.
No, he
wasn't. That was in the other room.
He was in the other room. He was not there a second ago. You look at it as briefly as possible, if for no other reason than to note how unsettling it is before looking back to Dave. You... What the fuck?
What? Oh, that's just Cal. Cal's the realist.
He certainly seems real to you. You could have sworn he just moved of his own accord.
Yeah, man, he does that. Don't think about it too hard.
See, this is what you mean.
It's not that deep. Look, I know you got some hero complex or something. Gonna swoop in and save these kids from themselves. Well, bad news, kid. That's not what this is, and heroes aren't real. John, I understand, but fooling Rose too? This insane trick,
What? Can you read again? Sorry, it cut out for a second.
The insane tricks this guy must have pulled.
Davis shifted his weight forward. While his voice is not riveted above a low mumble, this is enough of a tell to know that maybe you should back off. This first shifting is tougher than you thought.
You're still on about that. Or you're still on about that, huh? Look, I'm no expert on friendship. Minus the fact that I absolutely am. But you ever think maybe coming into someone's home and fucking with their day-to-day life is a little rude? Just hypothetical. As per normal, I'm stone cold unbothered by this turn of events. A stoic bastion in the...
You're sorry, but did you just say stoic? Stoic?
What? Yeah. Stoic, like unmoved.
Does he mean stoic?
I mean, apparently
Dave
Dave
face is kind of
mispronounced it
cursed.
like you.
What did you say?
I think, does Dave mispronounce shit the way you do? Because
Holy
apparently
shit,
he
does
can't
he?
speak Stoic properly.
Oh my god, he does! Oh my god! I don't really want to be compared to Dave, but I mean, yeah.
Has Dave Strider been a bad influence on your development? And yes, that face is very cursed.
That's kind of a cursed face. I mean, I don't know. It just kind of reminds me of something.
Somewhere, I guarantee, if I look on the internet, there is an edit of this photo where Dave is naked and something indecent is happening.
I don't need to know that. But I bet you're right. I bet you're right.
Look, I'm just very sure it's there.
I mean, it's at the very least a reaction image that people use in a similar context.
Nude pictures of Dave are not something that I spend time looking for. Trust me.
I mean, I do because I'm on Homestuck social medias, but I'm pretty sure that someone's done this as a reaction image at some point.
I said looking for, not looking at. Also, I'm not on
Okay.
Homestuck social media, so I don't look at them either. But, like...
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, no. Nude pictures of Dave are not something I seek out.
Yeah, same. Yeah, like, I don't have Dave first. I do not have Dave first. That is not a thing. I should keep going.
I mean, I guess.
Ah, Peas, you've done it now. You weren't trying to embarrass him. Oh, jeez. You try to comfort him by saying it's okay if he's ever had anybody in the world say the word before. Maybe he's only seen it in text. He frowns and goes quiet. This does not seem to be helping. The kid is completely shut off now. You try to bring up the puppets again, no dice. You even pretend to be super jazzed about Cal or whatever his name was. Seemingly cool shadow stepping around. Its name was seemingly cool shadow stepping around the apartment. Wow, so cool. Nothing. Dave takes out his phone and begins texting. Ah, is that about you? Oh, Beans, is he talking about your new friends about how much he beefed it? That could ruin everything. Desperate times call for desperate measures. And this is the most desperate time you can recall. A friendship is on the line. Cal continues to phase in and out like a poorly animated anime character, moving so fast you can't keep up. You take a few steps toward Dave. You gotta get him out of here, and you know just where to take him. About half a second into your stealth mission, you clumsily step on a puppet and it makes a pathetic squeak. Dave stops for a second, but after a few moments returning to text the speed of sound to whoever it is on the other end. Cheese and crackers, you could hear the notification sounds popping off. Whoever it is responding back, you can't waste any more time. You teleport him as silently as you can. Besides you, Cal is discussing what body flips hazard across the shelf. Guess he's done? No time for this. You slowly reach out your hand, time to get out of here and fix this. A large adult hand grabs you by the wrist. You turn and see it belongs to a muscular man in pointy sunglasses. He wouldn't exactly describe as a twink, and not exactly a hawk, but most certainly not a bear either. In fact, why don't we talk about it for several oh shit. Yeah. Before you can begin your extremely important debate, you're flung unceremoniously out a high-rise apartment complex window.
The window, the second story window,
Oh my
with a
god.
heave and a hoe and a mighty throw and threw us out the window.
Oh my god.
Okay, those in the audience who don't know, which is all of them because like 2 people on Earth know that song, the way that song goes is you do like Mother Goose rhymes, and then you end them with like, okay, I'll just give an example. So you'd go like, little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet, eating her curds and whey. Along came a spider and sat down beside her and threw her out the window, the second
Is this
story
now a song
window.
about Vriska?
With a heave and a hoe and a mighty throw and threw her out the window. I might have made it one.
As you free fall, you think. Wait, this line. As you free fall, you think maybe he was more of a twunk. Is Bro Strider a twunk? I mean, Ultimate Dirk is a twunk, I think.
Ultimate Dirk is embodying what the Japanese would consider masculinity, bearing in mind that ideas of masculinity are actually really different culturally, which is something that is under-acknowledged.
Yeah. Okay, that picture.
Are we bro-thirsting while falling to our death?
I mean...
Also, we have been defenestrated. This is what to defenestrate means. It means to throw something out the window.
We have been. We have.
Alright, give me, before we start for the good ending of this route, give me 1 second and I will be right back again.
Alright.
Is there a way to...
thing. All right, we're back. Yeah, let's try for the good end. Let's try for the good ending now. Okay. Yeah. I like how you can just fast forward in this game. It makes things so much easier. Unlike a certain other game. Yeah. It's like back to where we were. Yeah, let's wear the shirt this time.
Let's wear random strangers' clothing under dubious puppets.
Yeah. Like, yeah, that's true. Obviously, you're going to put the shirt on. You don't want to be the only one not wearing a cool shirt. I like how the camera's out again.
Do you need some privacy? I'm not sure where one layer of you ends and the other one begins. Doubt the audience cares.
What? Oh, you guess being on camera like this is kind of fucking whack, you say. So pointedly that your sprite even shows up on screen for a second. Yeah, that's right. We went all out for this one. Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, with that generic MTA sprite, that's definitely going all out.
It definitely is. You were wondering if there was a place here that wasn't under constant surveillance. Like, how does this kid take a shit in peace? You know everyone's thinking it.
Dope line of questioning that I'm sure the public at large is eager to know the answer to, but my room isn't wired up. No.
Oh, here we go. Can I try to wrap this?
Yeah, well, you'd have to have started, but my room isn't wired up. No, so you start on that one.
Okay, let me do this. But my room isn't wired up. I'm about to get you fired up. The menagerie is multiplying with the oh, okay.
Maybe not.
I'm not the maybe not the second.
All right, damn.
You accompany Dave down to the hallway to his room. You hear the shower on as you pass the bathroom, and you peek in there to see your hoodie and a nice gown on the tile being uselessly wetted by low-pressure steam.
You're welcome, BTW. I feel like Dave is the kind of person who would unironically say BTW and think it was cool.
He is. Okay, I'm gonna point something out that, like, a lot of people don't seem to get. And this is, like, something very important. That is a major... Okay, this is kind of... No, I don't want to throw too much shades to the devs of this game, because I think overall they were pretty good. I think, like, the person who did Dave's route is, like, generally pretty good. However, there's an important detail that they did not seem to get in, like, the original comic. That's, like, really important about Dave's room. And it's, like, it doesn't seem important, but, like, when you look at the larger implications, it's actually very important, because it debunks a lot of fandom myths. So you see, okay, I don't know if I can point at it very well, but in, like, the corner, like, under the shelf of the jars, and, like, close to the square root and Sawtooth poster, there's, like, free sort of cardboard free, like, cement slabs there, but in the actual comic, those are pizza boxes. And why this is important is, like, I mean, like, you can back me up, though. I'm not just going crazy. There really are pizza boxes in that panel, right? Like,
yeah, no, I mean, crazy. Even those look kind of like pizza boxes. It's just they made them different sizes, which they shouldn't be, and they forgot to stick a label on. But yeah, no, like, there are pizza boxes. And can I actually take a second to speak to this and what this implies and why it's important?
Yeah, please do. Like, because it's like, I feel like I'm going crazy sometimes because, like, I'm the only one that saw the fucking pizza boxes. And I know it's towards the beginning of the comic, it's easy to miss for, like, a lot of people, but, like, yeah. I was rereading it recently, I was like, damn, I didn't realize there were pizza boxes here.
Yeah, no, so, here's the thing. There is legit, like, Dave's upbringing has some questionable aspects. Like, the hidden camera thing is legit really weird. But Bro is not starving him, and it wouldn't make sense for Bro to starve him, because what Bro wants... okay, I don't blame people for not getting this, because you need to be deep in either, like, Japanese culture or martial arts culture to actually get this. I read The Taste of Bonzo's Sword back when I was in high school. I think most people probably don't. although it was in my high school textbook, but, teachers skip around and shit. And I've been doing martial arts for years. Bro's parenting is taken from a story called The Taste of Bonzo's Sword, which is about a boy who wants to learn swordsmanship. He's actually the son of, I want to say, the head of the Yagyu School of Swordsmanship. It's a real thing. This, I believe, is actually a true story. And he goes to a man named Bonzo, who is a great master himself. And he's like, yeah, my father's getting old. I need to master swordsmanship. And Bonzo's like, yeah, it'll take you. I mean, he throws out a number. And he's like, okay, please, but I really need to learn because my father's getting old. And he's like, yeah. And he throws out a longer number. And the guy's like, but I really need to learn quickly. And Bonzo's like, all right. And he hands him a wooden sword. It's like, carry this with you everywhere. And the next day, when the guy's doing like tasks around the place, because in Japan, you would live with your instructor more often than not. Like, you'd live with him, he'd feed you, but you would be doing household chores for him as a way of like paying. If you didn't, especially if you didn't have much money, which this guy would, but that's irrelevant. So Bonzo, in the middle of the day, jumps out at him and attacks him with a wooden sword and forces him, he has to defend himself. And Bonzo does this every day. He will just randomly jump out and attack him with a wooden sword and force him to defend. And not the guy will just get smacked in the face with a wooden, probably actually a bamboo shinai, because if you get hit full force with a boken, that's still going to kill you, or at least break one of your arms. But more often than not, he gets hit. But one day, when Bonzo jumps out, and he's actually like washing rice down by the river, you want to rinse your rice off so the extra starch doesn't come up the pot and it's all bad. He actually blocks the sword with the wooden lid of the pot. And what Bonzo is doing is training him in situational awareness and the ability to react instantaneously to a threat, which is really important in swordsmanship. And this guy, of course, he's the son of a master himself. He knows the basic techniques, but he hasn't studied them enough. And this is a real thing. Now, I don't know if the Taste of Bonzo's Sword is true. I think it is. My martial arts teacher's teacher, Suyu Zhang, actually dealt with something similar, where his teacher, where he started learning martial arts at 6, and because he was really shy of strikes coming in at him, he was being taught spear defense, using a stick, but he was dodging with too much movement, and wasting movement is bad. And his teacher took to jumping out at him and attacking him with a meat cleaver, basically, to train him to not do that and to train him to be aware and able to react. And this works. Now, the ethics of doing this to a kid are questionable, and the ethics of doing it to your own kid who doesn't necessarily have a choice are considerably more questionable. It is an effective means of combat training. It is a much more questionable thing for a parent to do. However, Bro is trying to force Dave to be a fighter at any cost. Starving him does not help with that. Starving him would make it right. He wants him to be strong. If you're not eating, you can't develop muscle mass. If your arms are too weak, you can't fight. So Bro wouldn't starve him. You can interpret Bro's parenting as abuse, and that's an understandable position, but he's not starving him, and it's not a matter of he doesn't give a shit. It's a matter of he has a very, very rigid idea of what he wants Dave to be, and he's pursuing that without necessarily concern with the consequences. And also the hidden camera thing is legit kind of fucked up. And I get that Bro does that for work, but he should comprehend that maybe Dave doesn't want to be a part of that and should maybe ask about that.
Yeah, if you want a guardian at home sect that starves their kids, we have two. We got Marvel One and we got Grandpa Harley, so yep.
And I mean, there is something to be said that legitimately being overly rigid in your idea of what parenting is and not paying attention to your child's needs is itself really, really problematic. I mean, I dealt with that shit. Also, a point here, by the way, there's this weird conception of caring about your kid and abusing your kid are automatically one or the other, and it's impossible for a parent to care but also be abusive because, I don't know, they have anger issues and so they can't control their temper, and also they can't adjust in any, like, they can't adapt to what their kid needs and aren't really paying attention or trying properly, which is definitely not referring to my own personal experience with my own father, who did care, at least in his own mind, but did not have the maturity or the awareness or competence to be a parent and needed to know it and step the fuck back and didn't. No, that's definitely not what I'm talking about. I'm not, like, don't take this as me, oh, I'm soft on abuse. No. I've been the one to get Child Protective Services called on people more than once. My dad got Child Protective Services called, and because in the backwards ass hellhole where I grew up, they don't investigate the parent with visitation in divorce cases, but only the primary caregiver. I got no help, but only fucking fire safety pamphlets. So yeah, and I've had, like, when I've had friends with abusive parents, I've had Child Protective Services called. This is not me defending abuse. This is me being a martial artist and going, yeah, when you learning martial arts hurts, it's hard, and it has to be. Because if you want to fight, you need to fight. And part of being good at fighting is knowing how to take a hit, and part of it is knowing how to read when a hit is coming. And it, like, forcing that on your kid might not be the best thing to do, particularly if you don't know if they'll ever need it. Now, I will point out, Dave did need it, so it wasn't like it worked, but that was a gamble. So there is that. But don't, like, that's not, also, look around, look at all the shit Dave has. He's got, like, a turntable. He's got a pretty nice computer, actually. He was
Well, to
able
be fair,
buy...
I mean, having your parents buy you shit doesn't necessarily mean they care, but yeah.
No, that's true.
That's like my family, and I don't really want to get into that can of worms, but like...
That's fair. Buying shit is not necessarily caring. However, like, bro clearly has money, and he's willing to spend it on Dave. He's also willing to give Dave money to buy a movie prop. That had to be like $1,000.
Yeah, it probably was.
And that movie, but yeah, no, like, I think bro cares. I think he's probably not very good at expressing it or being a parent. Also, he thinks of himself as a bro figure, as an older brother, and he acts like it. And he's like, that's not bad bro behavior, but when you're a guardian, possibly acting as a bro is not the thing you should do. Or as a martial arts teacher.
Oh,
like,
I actually clicked forward. I'm so sorry. I forgot to read that one. That's okay. Yeah.
It's been sitting on screen for like 15 minutes. People had time to read it if they wanted to. And also...
Alright. Yeah, I think we've concluded the birth charter conversation about, like, the pizza boxes. Yeah. And actually, like, I didn't notice, to be honest, I did not notice the pizza boxes on my first read through. Like, it took me another read through to see them.
Well, it's myth, and it's also easy to forget that, like, bro has money. I don't think he cooks, but probably just lives on takeout.
Yeah.
Also,
like,
bro has the same kitchen.
He probably orders, like, a bunch of pizza, and, like, you can make an argument about, like, nutrition with that, but, like, honestly, it doesn't make sense that he would starve Dave. Especially if he's going for this, like, super hyper-masculine Spartan thing. It just doesn't really make sense that he'd starve him. It's not that I'm defending bro, but, like, it doesn't line up with his character.
No, well, again, you can say, oh, well, he shouldn't force his kid to train, and he definitely shouldn't be doing the hidden camera shit, and that's shitty parenting. But that's not the same as he's starving him or he hates him.
Like, I kind of see bro as, like, this morally gray character. I don't really see him as, like, this horrible monster. He's, like, a really morally gray character. I don't know.
I mean, also, what he does would depend very heavily on the kid that you've got, right? Is, like, if you raised Vriska like that, she'd love it.
Yeah, like, in some ways, he's kind of, like, he's definitely fucked up. It's just, like, kind of, I don't know. He doesn't starve it, though. He's not willing to sink to Grandpa Harley levels of bad. Like, he might not be the best parent, but he's not willing to sink to Grandpa Harley's level. So,
well, yeah. I mean, the problem is that he's not. The problem is that he's not a parent. He's a bro. He's a good bro, but he's not a dad. And
yeah,
like there's an that in and of it, that is its own problem. I'm also speaking as an older brother. Like, siblings, siblings do this shit. This is a thing. But that's not good parenting.
It's not.
But yeah, we've dealt with that. We've dealt with the bro shit.
We beat this issue to the gravity. We should keep going.
Yeah. Mama won at least as bad as bro. Yes.
Yeah, I think if not worse, actually. You can make an argument she's worse, but yeah,
hey,
they're both slightly better than Grandpa Harley.
If Rose had grown up here, at least she wouldn't be stuck with oatmeal.
That's true. I mean, that's true. Alright, let's keep going.
Also, I very much wanted to give Rose a hug on that line about wanting something other than oatmeal.
Yeah, I wanted to give her a hug too. Also, I wanted to make food for her. Because, I can kind of cook, so...
I can. I'm not a bad cook. I just choose not to because...
Yeah, same. Alright, let's keep going.
I'm lazy and also roaches. Yes, alright. We've belabored this one now.
Yeah, we delayed this too much. This is absolutely what someone in 2009 would think is fresh as hell. Yes, it is. You look around the room for a bit. There's so many things in here. This would be a 13-year-old's wet dream, but to you it just seems a little much. It feels like this is a bunch of things someone thinks they should like. Let the fan art reflect that you've put on the shirt at this point. There isn't a mirror in here, but you can tell that this is someone's idea of a look. The door opens and Dave is standing there, but not walking in. He's leaned up against the door frame sipping a juice. Where'd he get a juice? What the fuck?
Hallway juice, my guy. Oh, there's also juice bottles littered around this house, both in canon and in this game.
Yeah, there are. Hallway juice.
What? You don't keep food stuff stashed around your house? Actually,
I don't like the fact that Dave is relatable. I was when I was a kid, I used to just keep fucking food stash places. I don't like the fact that he's relatable.
What do you do when you get hungry?
No, that's not it. You usually just keep it in the fridge or whatever.
Too obvious. Somebody help this useless clown.
You sure, Dave, that you have... Wait, what?
Can we point out this game is even acknowledging that there is, food and snacks in the house, just not in the kitchen?
It kind of is, but, it kind of is, but the creator said that, they're trying to imply that Dave was starved. When that's actually not canonically true. But this is an AU, so I'll let it go. This is an AU, this game. So I'll kind of let it go.
Well, I mean, it's gonna collapse into canon eventually. We'll get to that later.
Maybe it will. I mean, I'm hoping it'll be cool. It'll be interesting to see what happens to that, but yeah.
What keeps this AU in its separate timeline? What's protecting it?
Go watch the last Pesterquest video. Anyway, I did, for the main regrets that I didn't fuck up due to recording issues. You sure do that you've met many clouds in your day, and only some of them were useless.
Name one.
You can't. Why did you say that? Clowns are awful, everybody knows this. Guess he's got you there. You know, despite the overwhelmingly plush decor of the rest of the house, there's this distinct lack of puppets in here.
That's more my bros thing. Not they aren't deliriously sick. Just a whole hospital ward full of the illest children you've ever seen. Each one more up to pup than the last. Fuck? It's not a phrase I know.
Up to pup?
Yeah. That disturbing moment when you sync up with the game.
Oh my god. Up to pup. Yeah.
Yeah, pup. Like puppet.
You're gonna be honest, it doesn't really seem like his heart is in it.
How do you mean?
Well, it's just that he doesn't really seem to be all that into puppets. Feels a little performative.
Well, I guess I got my own stuff on me. Like, if I were to rank it 1 to 10, I'd say puppets are probably a solid 7.
You got this kid on the ropes, just one more push. In fact, you'd even go as far as to say the puppet thing sort of sucks. It is extremely weird. The camera is hiding things like an animal. It all seems a little, whack. For a while, he just seems to look at...
Legit.
Wait, what?
The
What?
cameras are legit weird. Like, the cameras are weird.
Yeah, they are.
That's a very questionable thing.
Yeah, that definitely is. Like, the cameras are kind of fucked up, yeah. Like
you should not be using people in entertainment without their consent. That's kind of not cool.
Yeah, you really shouldn't do that. That's pretty bad. You really shouldn't. For a while, he just seems to look at you, almost as if he's sizing you up. There's a long stretch where Dave doesn't break eye contact with you as he finishes his cute little juice and crumples it up. He takes an ambitious shot at the crash kit and misses by about 7.5 feet.
Damn. I could have sworn I had it. Or, could have sworn I had game. Sorry, yeah. You throwing me off, mailman. You're throwing me off. Whatever.
Yeah. I think that, like, John's dad is the only, like, I'd say, like, really, like, straight up good parent out of the Vedas.
That's valid.
Like, I'd say that. But, like,
yeah,
Grandpa Harley is strictly just the fucking worst.
Grandpa Harley's the worst. Bro's a good bro, but kind of a lousy parent. Mom Lalonde is just a lousy parent.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to rank Mom Lalonde lower because she's a lousy parent and not something else, whereas Bro is at least a cool bro, even if he is a lousy parent.
I mean, yeah. That's true. Yeah, that is true. Yes, that is correct. You were a faithful employee of the Postal Service.
I mean, I definitely believe you, but let's say I didn't. Let's say I had a cool friend who, even though they're too cool to care about the details like this, they were a little skeptical of this whole situation. Maybe they'd want some proof you were who you said you were, before they let you get any closer to their friend. Just throwing that hypothetical out there.
What proof could he possibly need?
See the oath.
What?
The oath. The mail oath.
Look, the thing about that is...
I mean, unless you aren't really a mailman.
Behind his sunglasses, Dave's eyes shift ever so slightly to what you might describe in a less immediately harrowing situation. As a moderately priced-looking mole cutout evaluated on his wall. You realize that maybe now isn't the best time to complain about your impeccable ruse. You can't believe you managed to put yourself in the immortal peril yet again. You wordlessly chuckle and shake your head. Oh, situations you could get yourself into. Dave, not privy to your private thoughts, Rollins looks on. Why, of course, you can recite the mailman oath, you say with a confidence that is misplaced as it is unfounded. You perk up. Now is your time to shine. Maybe it's the pop color, but you're feeling good about this one. You got this. You lied to tons of kids. One more and it will be smooth sailing from here on out. You open your mouth and there's a brief moment where everything feels like it's going to be okay. You immediately start sobbing and crumple into a disgusting mess on the floor.
Fuck. Wow, okay. Jesus Christ.
You're not the mailman. You never were. You don't even have a real mailman outfit. You're a fraud. Don't even know how to stamps cost.
My God. Jesus, just... Okay.
It's gonna be alright there.
Dave squats down next to your deflated body and pats you a little awkwardly while he soothes your shoulder. You say you're sorry you tricked him, you just wanted to impress him because John said he was so cool.
It's fine, I guess. Fuck, dude. Get a hold of yourself.
He tries to get up, but you're desperately clinging to his shirt, confessing everything, confessing to made-up crimes you didn't even commit.
Look, my guy. We all make mistakes. Please stop whatever this is. I'm pretty sure you're harmless. And I don't think you actually killed anyone with your ass, or ever an accessory to burning down an alien mall, or whatever insane shit you just said. We haven't played Friend Sim, so it's entirely possible that we have actually done, or this character has actually done both of those things, I should point out.
Yeah, it is. It is definitely possible. Still haven't played Friend Sim
Like,
yet,
I feel
so.
like at least one of those is a bad ending in Friend Sim.
Probably. Like, I can believe that, yeah. I kind of want to play. I'm definitely going to play it at some point. Probably after or between our redo of, like, the first part of Pesterquest. Because, like, we
Well,
don't... Like,
when
I'm
actually are
probably
you
gonna
doing
do
the
it
next
soon.
one?
But, yeah. Yeah, you kind of got caught up in the moment and just started saying made-up shit. You ask Dave if he's mad at you.
Nah, dude. Get up.
Dave helps you back onto your feet. You come clean in only slightly more controlled and dignified way this time. You explain how there are these huge gaps in your memory, and that you somehow ended up with these abilities that let you traverse space-time and sometimes reality itself. Dave doesn't say much for a change. It doesn't seem like he's listening at first, but you think maybe he has just one of those faces.
Let me get this straight. One day, you just appeared in a suburb. No memories, except that you have some mysterious teleportation power. You dig through some unsuspecting chump's mail looking for clues. And through some radical universal happenstance, you just so happen to stumble upon the most gullible fucking dork in the universe. Befriend him. Also, I'm there via text. Egbert gives you a list of friends to visit. Out of all those choices available to you, myself included, and you go to see Rose first. Rose fucking Lalonde. Even though we built up such a good rapport when I told John you weren't a real mailman. Called it, by the way. Your first instinct is to visit the most heavy-handed of all of us for some light kinship. He may have a point.
He kinda does.
A power move, I guess. Mailman out here wave dashing for friendship. Can't even spare a neutral for old Strider, huh? Won't even back into the corner and spam your range attack for the D-Man? A tragedy in 2 acts. Both acts are titled Trail.
You definitely understand what is being said and absolutely don't have to ask your friends what some of the cool video game words are. You're 100% not pulling the boldest how do you do fellow kids the world has ever seen. Besides,
I actually
wait,
don't
keep
think
going.
I know what wave dashing is. I know what flash stepping is from the main comic because I am from that generation. I don't know what wave dashing is, and I'm definitely not going to Google it as soon as I don't have to have the screen open to read text. No,
I know what
that's
all of these
definitely...
things are, that's the worst part. But yeah. Yeah. Besides, is that really the thing to be focusing on right now?
You fucking wound me, oh mailman. Of course it is. Nothing is more important to me than this. They say that most humans only use 10% of their brain. That's because I'm using 90% of it to think. How dare you?